Oh, Daddy, it is the Bennington Show. And if you follow the Teaches of Peaches, you think of Bennington, you think of a rock show, a big, gigantic cock show. I am your host for today, Gail Bennington. Ron Bennington is in Austin, Texas for the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. First time ever me doing the Bennington Show without our leader, really, our leader. But I do have with me, probably second in command, Vito Bennington. Thank you so much for being. He gave himself a round of applause. I'm not clapping. Vito Bennington is with me. Jen Bennington is with me. Chris Stanley Bennington, he's got to take care of Daddy. He's got to take care of Daddy, so he's with him. Ron Bennington has some huge shows coming up in Austin, Texas. If you are in Austin, absolutely do not miss these shows. I am very, very sad that I'm going to be missing them. Vito, tell them where they have to go to get tickets to these great shows.
So you're going to go to the ibang.com for Friday, April 20th at 4 p.m. in the Velveeta Room in Austin, Texas. It's going to be with David Cross.
Love him.
David Cross, Arrested Development. It's going to be amazing.
And Mr. Show.
And Mr. Show. I always just go straight to Arrested Development because I love Never Nudes. And then Saturday, April 21st is what I think is going to be the biggest event of the whole festival.
You just hurt David Cross's feelings, but go ahead.
I think both of them are going to be amazing, but this one, you got to go. Judah 2020. It's the World Champs Presidential Press Conference. And you know who's going to be moderated by? Ron Bennington.
Absolutely.
And that is Saturday, April 21st, 5 p.m. in the Velveeta Room. And Judah's going to be taking ideas on how to make the country better. There's going to be a Q&A. So go to the iBang to get tickets to that.
So this morning, I get a text from Ron Bennington of his beautiful Austin breakfast.
Oh, man.
And he's already eating breakfast tacos covered in queso. And I'm so jealous and sad. I was not able to travel because I don't know if you know this.
What?
I'm pregnant.
No way.
Yeah. You haven't been listening to the show, but I'm pregnant. I'm not flying. I think technically I could have got away with it. But I'm a nervous flyer, so it was not the energy. But later in the summer, I'm definitely on a no-fly zone, no-fly list. But I'm a nervous flyer, and I think adding pregnancy to that,
no.
You know, I'm right on the cusp. I could travel.
I remember last time we went to Austin, you were listening to a podcast, and in the podcast, an emergency sound went off while you fell asleep, and you woke up in a panic and grabbing me because you thought it went over the airplane.
Yes.
I would not want you to go through that with baby Bennington.
I'm going to tell you, I'm such a bad traveler. I don't like to hear any bad news. I don't like any. I'm going to wait because I got a text from Ron that he had like kind of a dramatic moment on the flight. And so I'm going to wait because I don't know the full story, but maybe we'll give him a ring in a little bit. But it doesn't sound good. And it sounds pretty similar to something that happened to me once.
No.
So I'm like any sound, any emergency situation on a plane, particularly, I'm so fucking nutty about it.
Any turbulence? I think it's just over. I think we're going down.
And I think the thing that really bothers me is that I look around on a plane and everyone seems so fucking normal. And it makes me feel really bad. It makes me feel really nervous. But I look around and everybody else is acting like they're on a bus. They don't think that it's weird that this is a bus in the fucking sky. They think, oh, I'm just going to my destination. I do this all the time. But I'm looking around and I see everyone else is functioning normally. And I'm not. It's embarrassing. But I think that's what a phobia is.
Just like not having any, knowing you're.
Yeah, like even, you, like if it's a true phobia, it's not something that's a reasonable fear, and it's unreasonable to be that terrified of tiny little sounds, like hearing something in your headphones and thinking, well, this is it.
It wasn't an emergency sound, though. I think that's the one sound that you could hear and be like, I'm reasonably nervous right now.
But up on the iBang, there is this thing about trypophobia, I think it is. Have you ever heard of trypophobia?
No, tell me about trypophobia.
So this is like where you have you have the fear of texture and like negative space, so things with lots of holes in them. It doesn't sound that weird, but I know somebody who actually has this.
Really?
So,
I'm the opposite. I love textures.
All right, click through the pictures, have a look. Pull it up right here. All right. So go through this. This is just some straws all next to each other. Do you feel anything?
Just a desire to
touch.
Like for me, it's the opposite.
It's pawing like a little kitty cat.
Like I love the idea of just rubbing your hands on something like that so much, but I can't believe somebody would actually see that and be running away for their lives.
All right, keep going. Anything here? This is like bumpy.
All right, maybe this, I get it a little. I mean, the idea of just a bunch of rubber. What? That's not fair. That's somebody's face. That's a monster. That's Pan's Labyrinth.
Look, people are afraid of this. This is like a real life thing.
You're allowed to be afraid of monster face. What's this? An avocado? I don't like avocados.
Look, I know somebody who they have an actual fear of cantaloupe because they don't like to look at the surface of it. It looks to them like, like the way hair looks under a microscope.
Yeah.
It creeps them out.
I have a phobia of bananas. And
I feel like you've said this to me before. And a phobia of bananas is not what you have. I think you don't like bananas.
No, I'm terrified.
That's not a fucking phobia,
If you pull out a banana and I smell a banana, I want to throw up. Even if I smell a banana, an unpeeled banana, I'm throwing up everywhere. Maybe not throwing up, but I'm just going to be very upset about the banana situation.
You get very upset if I have a banana, then discard banana peel in the trash.
Yeah, because then I have to sit near the banana.
But do you think that's a phobia, or you just are being picky?
No, I guess a phobia would be like the thing with lips.
Like you don't want to be touched by a banana.
I wouldn't want, the texture of a banana freaks me out actually, because it's like a powdery texture. But the phobia would be
these people that has texture fears. I know a lot of people have texture fears.
Really? I feel like textures are the best.
You just said the fucking texture of a banana freaks you out.
Not the texture of a banana, but textures in general, but not textures of bananas. Phobias I get though. Like a fucking you get your lipstick on a cup, don't even put it near me.
Again, I think that's just sexism.
What? No, that's not sexism.
100% what that is.
Give a boy lipstick and I'll be just as terrified of that cup.
Yes, because that's transphobia. That's what you're discussing.
So
this is a deeper issue.
Is that a banana?
No, dude, that's tripe.
I don't know what tripe is.
You don't know what tripe is?
No.
It's a food.
Fish.
No, it's liver. It just made it feel bad. No, it's kidney, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's kidney. But it's like one of the few foods that I'm like really touchy about, and I won't eat it because if you smell tripe, it literally smells like pee.
Ew.
Because I'm pretty sure it's a kidney.
That makes sense.
And it's being filtered through, but it's so fucking gross to me. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's so gross. So up on the iBang today, I know everybody's discussing this. The big story, Stormy Daniels sketch looks a little bit familiar to people. Vito, who do you think this looks like?
That's Super Bowl champion Tom Brady.
Yeah, everyone's saying it's Tom Brady. And here's the thing that's kind of bugging me about it. And by the way, Trump did tweet today that it was fake news. It's I think he used the phrase a con job. But everyone is saying it's Tom Brady. Here's the thing I think everyone's sleeping on. That's 90s Steven Dorff. 100% to me.
I totally see that.
That's 90s Steven Dorff. I don't know why he's hold on. Eric in New York. Okay, I'm doing the phones for the first guy. All right, ready? Eric, you're on the line. Eric, I got you. Maybe your name isn't Eric.
Was it me?
Yes, it's you. Is your name
No,
not?
it's Mike.
Okay, Mike. Close enough.
Sorry about that.
No.
Hey, Tripe is actually...
Don't you be sorry.
Good morning, Gail, by the way. Congratulations on the pregnancy.
Oh, thank you so much. Vito's clapping so much today.
Tripe is actually stomach lining of a cow.
Stomach lining of a cow. So then why does it smell like pee?
I have no idea, but I eat it often because I eat a lot of Mexican food. Menudo and stuff like that. It's loaded with it.
Yeah, to me it smells like pure urine. It's a very disgusting.
I'm surprised the texture doesn't get you.
No, I'm not I don't fear textures.
Trypophobia guy right here.
I know. It doesn't bother me at all. All right, Mike, thanks so much. Mike and not Eric. I thought it was sweet that he apologized. I'm sorry that I must have done something wrong.
I get why people are saying Tom Brady though, because that looks like a hoodie. That looks like a hoodie that Tom Brady would be wearing on the sidelines.
That's a hoodie anyone would wear.
But it looks specifically like one he would be wearing on the sidelines.
That's actually a very layered. It looks like he's a multiple layered hoodie.
Yeah, like a shawl.
Yeah.
And his hair, the hair being pulled back, I guess, so much on her, but it doesn't. I thought I went to the wrong link just now, and I was looking at a picture of Tom Brady next to Tom Brady. I was terrified.
But you're aware that's a sketch.
No, I mean, I thought it was a sketch of Tom Brady next to Tom Brady. I know that's a sketch.
Pull up a picture of 90s Steven Dorff.
All right.
I think he wrote Stefan Dorff. No, that's too early. I don't want childhood. That's kind of what I'm talking about.
Maybe that?
No, because that's when he was doing Sugar Ray hair. But give me the longer... Again, that's a baby picture. There you go. 90s Steven Dorff, I think, has to be a suspect. Did this happen in 2011? Yeah, but she could be confused. That's a 90s Steven Dorff.
Not just how many people can Stormy Daniels possibly look like now.
I don't really even understand how sketches work anyway. Because if somebody asked me to describe somebody that I had witnessed in person, there's no fucking way it would look like even remotely close.
I can't describe somebody I saw that I know very well. If I had to tell a courtroom sketch artist what you looked like, I would probably get the completely wrong drawing.
Would you say pregnant?
I'd be like, she's pregnant. She has hair on this side of the head.
I have hair on all sides of my head.
I would say you have hair on this side of the head.
Just mean.
She has eyes. And she's the pregnancy. That's the main thing you should draw, sir. It's the pregnancy. Focus on that.
Oh my God. We have got a very big celebrity caller right now. Ron Bennington in Austin, Texas. Ow!
I hope there's not a party going on up there today.
Can I tell you what actually is going on? That this room was set so warm for me. It's so warm in here because they know that I don't like the cold. I'm not even kidding. There's a fruit spread. There's fruit out, and then they've spread all of my papers and my command center to take over both your area and my area.
Well, don't keep it too warm. I don't want my fish to die.
Although I will tell you, Vito is in here sweating like crazy for my own comfort. He's sweating so bad.
Vito's sweating like crazy because the fruit spread has a banana in it.
Bananas are terrible.
Hey, this is his banana phobia, Gail. He's afraid to pick up a banana and everybody yells out King Kong as soon as they see him.
I just phobia is not the same thing as just I don't prefer bananas. He drives me so nuts.
I know he is an idiot, and there's no powdery feel to a banana. It just doesn't exist.
I wouldn't know because I would never touch one.
So how is Austin? We are very much missing being there. I'm, of course, pregnant and not traveling. And Vito, does mushrooms and you remember that whole thing.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, the best thing about Austin is it's so far away from Vito. It's just so relaxing. You know how great this town is. I hit it running too, man. I was just so happy to be back. I'm so excited to be out with those guys tonight too. It's going to be a lot of fun at Cap Cities. Nobody can buy tickets. because it's sold out immediately.
I didn't even plug it because, it's totally sold out.
Dudley told me it was a 10-minute sellout. And it may have helped that we have Ron White on the show. I don't know. It could be any of us.
That is star-studded.
Yeah, it is.
Is there going to be confusion of which Ron is being addressed?
You know what? I didn't even think about that. I'm going to hope everyone calls me Benny, and we'll call him the white man.
That's cool.
But, the town is so great. I was, as soon as I got here, I went down into the lobby bar to knock over a couple Coca-Colas and ran into a bunch of fans. And they all are excited about the fact that you're going to have a baby.
Oh, that's so sweet. Everyone has been so incredibly sweet. Bumping into people, different comics who have sent me messages. Everybody has been so incredibly sweet about it.
You know what I find to be funny, though, is that people act like my life is going to change. And I just don't see it.
They do.
You know what I mean?
You don't have midnight feedings.
Yeah, I'm not changing anybody. I'm not in charge. Nothing changes about my life.
So I wanted to ask you, what was your deal with your flight last night? Because we only texted very briefly about it.
Well, it was a funny day to travel because that plane fell out of the air.
Yes.
In Philly with the rock star female pilot that brought it down safely and basically saved a bunch of people's lives. So everyone on my plane was already kind of weird. And, we had all the little TVs set up on the back of everything. And you could just see the news would pop up.
Oh, my God. Why would they play that?
Well, they just have on regular TV, but you would see a lot of, I switched as soon as it would come on anywhere. I was just like, that's the time that you don't want to think about planes not being good.
Now, here's the thing. That news broke while you were still here, and you and I would not discuss it. And even after you left, I wouldn't read the article. I didn't want to know anything. I would see little bits and pieces of horrible details and just be like, if I could just concentrate, I don't think about that anymore. I just try to pretend it didn't happen. So it was already a very tense day for you to fly.
Well, yeah, I didn't feel it because immediately I just felt pre-disastered. You know what I mean? That old World According to Garp is like, this isn't going to happen twice.
Yeah, no way.
So this is great. But so then we're on the plane and they make an announcement. I'm like over Kentucky at the time. Is there a doctor or an EMT on the flight? We could use some help right now. And I'm like, fuck, man, they are going to lay this thing down in Lexington somewhere. Because I don't want to be the guy who starts bitching about a heart attack victim. But I don't know what it was. Somebody just couldn't breathe right or something. I'm telling you, they probably turned around and saw the TV and started freaking out.
I'm sure it was a panic attack. I had an experience once where I was on a flight, and again, I was traveling for work. So I was not among close friends or any comfort. So I had to just kind of be like, hey, I'm not like the best flyer. So just so you guys know. But it's like, you can't really explain it because you don't want to seem too crazy. But I had a similar thing where I have my headphones on and I see a flight attendant running as fast as I've ever seen anyone move on a plane behind me. And I literally just start grabbing my throat because I just can't breathe. I'm just like, and I'm so afraid. And my coworkers see me kind of losing it. And I'm taking my headphones out really slowly. And they're just like, okay, it's not the plane, but someone might be dying. And I turn around and there's a person back there. They're screaming for a doctor in full seizure. And then eventually they get him out of it. They hit him with some oxygen and he's fine. We don't land the plane. But it was just like, I didn't want to feel happy that someone was going through this, but that's kind of where I was at.
But you certainly don't want to land, in some city that you don't want to. And then it's like, I don't know how to get you to the next city, man.
And, I just didn't want to, emergency landing. I don't want my pilot pulling an audible. You know what I mean? I want the pilot to go with the plan.
Well, I had a nice, dull flight other than that. I mean, it was very nice. But I did take a flight one time, and I looked up, and you know how you always see the stewardesses in the front of the plane?
Yeah.
One of them was crying.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this plane? But apparently she was going through a bad breakup. I'm like, you can't bring this shit to work, honey.
Man, we are so jealous that you were out in Austin. That the pic that you sent me this morning, and you're eating breakfast tacos already, and you're living the life.
Yeah, I went to this place called Snooze, is the name of it. And, because like immediately, like I was on the plane doing the best breakfast tacos in Austin, like an idiot. And man, it was a great pull. It was a great thing. And I'm trying all the different sauces on it and all, and just being like really outgoing, like an idiot tourist. We don't have anything like this in New York. Just to sound like a moron, but I was just so happy to be here.
Now, between me being here doing the show, you're out in Austin doing shows. Do you kind of feel like we split up the kids? Like you took one kid, I took the other?
Oh, with me having Chris?
Yes, you have Chris this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'll be taking care of the baby.
Well, just don't give him any bananas. He's allergic. I forgot. I can't even believe I forgot this. So I told you I was talking to those people in the bar. And one of them swears to God that last year, 4 o'clock in the morning, he saw Chris sleeping on the sidewalk outside of a bar. He said right outside of the door.
Oh my God!
I actually went to the Instagram and go, "This is Chris. Is this the guy?" They go, "I swear." I even tried to wake him up.
Wait, hold on. Here's the thing that just happened in the studio. Me and Vito's eyes just widened because we looked at each other like, possible. Like we just assumed this did happen. Because it's not out of the realm.
I'm pretty locked in that it happened. I'm kind of feeling like it's true.
There's not anyone else on this show. You could have said that to me and I would be like, you're mistaken. But if it's Chris, it's very, very possible. Now
look how surprised we were, like, when 5 months later we found out that Vito went on a mushroom run down here.
That's true.
And we were like, the whole time we're like, Vito was useless.
Yeah, he's
in Austin. I don't know why.
He's tripping balls.
Yeah.
He will not be allowed to do any narcotics here.
None.
Well,
I don't want any parties going on. I've got people with shade keeping an eye, just looking over if they see a bunch of cars out front. And I don't want anybody to touch my bowling trophies. You know how I cherish them.
Don't touch those. He'll notice if you move them.
The textures are so shiny.
If there's even a slight crack in that crystal egg, nobody's getting it.
Why don't we keep that in studio?
Yeah. You know how I love it and cherish it. So.
Well, the other thing I was thinking of, you're doing 2 big shows. You're doing an Unmasked with David Cross on Friday. Then you've got Judah Friedlander, World Champs Presidential Press Conference on Saturday. Yeah. And I'm thinking, between these 2, I want everything to go great. But it's so funny because, Chris is lone wolf producer out there. And it's like, if they go great, it proves everything he's always wanted. That he doesn't need Jen and Vito to help him.
I don't know. He's already panicking. And the funny thing is, when Colin canceled, because I'm doing all these other stand-up shows down here.
Right.
When Colin canceled, they canceled Chris's hotel room. When I say they, it was Don. So I'm in this beautiful brand new hotel that wasn't even a skyscraper, right? But I can look across town and see the Residence Inn that Chris is having to go to now. Because he was in my hotel, and they canceled his reservation.
Oh, my God. So he could have had the nice room. Nice room. But there was just a panic.
Residence Inn, where every room is handicapped.
He has terrible hotel luck in Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a drunk bum, from what these listeners were telling me.
I really think
I wish
it's
that
very
guy would have gotten
possible.
a picture.
Yeah, why didn't
Wouldn't
he
you
take?
love to have a picture of him laying on the street just like a drunk maniac?
Oh my God. And I really think it's very possible. The other thing I've been cringing thinking about is, as embarrassing it is for me with Chris's travel clothes, just to think that he's a man alone traveling to Austin in those basketball shorts and headband that he wears. His bandana. Bennington is back. And we have one of my most favorite people on earth with me.
Stop it.
Christy Cello.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm too excited. I get too excited to be here.
You are just like the most bubbly, fun energy that exists on planet Earth.
Girl, thank you so much.
So I wanted to ask you, how did It's Christy Bitch go?
It was so great. It really was so great. The next day I wanted to like pinch myself because it felt like a dream. It was the third time I've done it. Yeah, right. It was the third time I've done it, and it was great. I changed it a little bit every time, and I think, it's just getting better and better, and I was thrilled with the people that came out. It was so fun. You're the best to have come to the last show.
Oh yeah, that was.
You're the best.
It was so fun. Me and my man went. We sat in front of your parents. It was so sweet. But
my poor dad.
I know, but he's a trooper.
He's a real trooper.
He loved the hell out of that show, and he was beaming afterwards. Like he was absolutely beaming. Well, Christy goes into, detail about dating life, sex life,
The whole
sexual
show is just me being like, I'm horny.
her sexual attraction to our Lord and Savior, stuff that dads love.
Exactly. Real dad friendly show.
And he was so sweet and so excited through the whole thing. But we had such a blast. But yeah, that show is fantastic because it's your third time doing it.
Yeah.
I saw on Instagram it sold out.
It did. We had a waiting list, which I could not believe. I mean, I had friends come and not be able to get in. We had to turn people away. I shouldn't say that I'm surprised, but I was very surprised by the turnout. Very happy.
So what are you going to continue to do that show? Because
yes.
Yeah.
So now I'm like looking at what ideally I'd like it to be like my first special.
Yeah.
And I might take it like the festival route. I might look into doing it different places so more people can see it. And I think for right now, it's just kind of making sure it's the show I want it to be, because I do make changes and I've kind of been workshopping it.
What have you changed since, because you said you added some stuff?
I did. So I wanted to add a little bit more dramatics to it.
Okay.
So I did, there's a little bit more acting. There's a,
is there like almost like a very special moment? Like, is it a tearjerker moment or?
No, I don't know why you're making me laugh. I mean, yes.
It's because my belly. Like, you're just like, she can't get over.
You're pregnant.
She cannot, like, she saw me and she did a classic Christy scream. And like every time I say something, she just keeps up like, "You're pregnant." So she can't.
You just look like people always say like you're glowing, but you do look like you're glowing. Do people tell you that all the time?
People do say it, but I feel
so
like it's made up. But
no,
people say it.
You just look so
That's
good.
really cute.
Your belly's so cute.
I know.
You're wearing a little
that
polka dot shirt.
That I just like rub it all the time.
I really can't. That's like all I want to talk about. I mean, I appreciate you asking me about my show. I just want to know about that baby.
Well, the thing is, the reason I was asking about the show is because I wanted to know what you changed, because I think it's so solid the way it was. But I want to know your additions, because there's so many funny stories in it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is dating past relationships, single lady stuff.
Correct.
And so I wanted to ask, we've never played with Christy PC&D, right?
This is a huge deal for me to be able to do that.
So PC&D is a game that we play. We play on air, but we probably play it even more off air.
I love it already.
And it was a game that was taught to me by my friend Kathy Humes, who's also a comedian.
Nice.
And I believe her and her friends made it up. So PC&D is pro, con, neutral, deal breaker.
Oh.
So I'm going to give you a scenario.
Oh my God.
In which you love everything about this person. You've been on a few dates with them. Everything is like check, check, check. You're attracted to them. You think they're lovely.
Yeah.
But then this thing happens.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. I love this so much.
All right. So I'm going to give one that I think is very specific to you.
Okay.
P, C, and D.
Okay.
And then you say P, C, and D.
P, C, and D.
P, C, and D.
P, C, and D.
There's your water.
P, C, and D. Do we just keep saying it? P, C, and D.
Yeah.
P, C, and D.
It's like a seance.
P, C, and D. Hey.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Light as a feather.
Did you play that as a
all
kid?
the time? And I feel like it works.
I think it does too.
That creeps me out, though.
I did play it a lot as a kid as well. Were you like a Ouija board teen?
Yes,
too?
I remember raising up with like 2 fingers one of my friends who was lying down, and then I was like, "Did I fucking dream that?" I think it works.
I think it does.
Did you ever
work.
play Light as a Feather?
Let's try it with Vito right now. No,
Vito, get down here.
I walked by a bunch of teenagers playing it in public. There was like
public?
a kid in a chair. There was a kid in a chair, and I saw, and I didn't know what the name was, but I just saw them like with the fingers
Light as a
under.
feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. And you raise. What's the point of it? Just to lift them up?
Yeah, I think spirits are probably helping
Why
you
was
or
that
something.
even fun?
I don't know why it's
Kids are
supposed to
so
be like
fucking
a
weird.
goth thing.
Like, why did we do that?
Sounds like a team building.
What was it?
I also did Bloody Mary. What is that? Bloody Mary?
Oh, when you look in the mirror?
Yeah. Is it Bloody
Well,
Mary?
it's Bloody Mary, yeah.
Bloody Mary.
I only associate
You're
that
supposed
with
to
a
say
drink.
it like 3 times.
Yeah, Bloody Mary.
Not anymore because you're
Bloody-
pregnant.
I know.
Wait, you look in the mirror and then you say Bloody Mary 3 times?
You say Bloody Mary. You turn the lights off.
I never did this one.
You stand in front of the mirror. You say
Stop it.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, like that.
No, what happens?
And then she's supposed to show up, and then I think she
Kills you.
kills you or something. I don't know why.
Sign me up.
And then you're like, hey, Bloody Mary.
But
Yeah, what's the point?
I don't know what it does, but I think she kills you or something. But I do know every time, like, we would want to play Bloody Mary, there would always be someone who's like, no, seriously, I fucking did it before. And I'm like, no, it never worked. She's like, I did it. Okay.
You're like,
I
shut up, Taylor.
I know. I saw Bloody Mary. And she
You're like, yeah, okay.
I think she might have a baby or something too. I might have mixed that up with another thing, but I think she has like a baby and she's covered in
Please.
blood. I don't know.
Jeez.
Anyway,
We were crazy. Kids are crazy.
anyway, PC and D.
PC and
Oh, yeah, PC&D.
PC and D. Jen.
PC&D.
PC and D. Jen.
PC&D, Jen.
PC and D.
Okay, I'm scared.
Despises musical theater.
Oh, my God.
Despise, not just like, oh, I don't really care for that, but I'll check it out. Like, no, I hate musical theater.
Okay, so
Everything else is good about him, but he's like, I fucking hate musical theater. Not just like a little bit.
Oh, my God. All right, pro. So I have to say the pro, con.
Pro, con, neutral, or deal breaker.
Okay.
So it's either a positive, a negative, doesn't affect you, or you cannot go on.
Babe, this is based on my history. I'm going to say it's a pro. Because in my history, I dated so many gay guys that at least if he hates musical theater, I know that you know it's a pretty good indicator that he's not
Right.
a gay man.
You're not
So I'm
gonna
going to
get
say that's a
burned again.
hard pro. Because I'm not going to find myself dating a closeted gay man for a year.
Now, for Vito, I'm going to guess it's neutral. I don't think it would affect you. Would it affect
It's
you?
neutral because I do like musical theater, but I think at the same time, I don't want to have to go sit through like musical theater. I don't have there's musical theater I want to see, but I
Yeah.
don't want to go get forced to see. So neutral.
Neutral.
All right. Yeah,
For
what are
me,
you?
I'm going to go con, and here's why. And I'm not even a big musical theater. I love musical theater, but it's not like, oh, I have to go see it all the time, and it's not like my main interest anymore. At one time in my life, yes, I would say it was. But
You're light as a feather, stiff as a board, days.
Exactly. I would say it was a main interest, but I feel like when it's said by a dude, it's like a very common, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, you don't think.
It is very basic, and it's also like, what kind of a person doesn't have like even if it's not your thing, you should be able to appreciate the arts. Like you should be able to be like, oh wow, there's like a lot of like talent that like goes into it. And to like hate it, it's kind of like, all right, you know, you can hate like war, but you're gonna hate Once on This Island.
Yeah, I think it's too I think basic is the exact word for it.
Yeah.
That it's like when somebody says like, oh, I hate Yoko Ono, she broke up the Beatles. I'm just like, who told you that? You know what I mean? Like,
who hurt you?
Like, you don't really know that or believe that.
Exactly.
So she's fucking awesome. Just stop. It's just like
Taylor.
I just think it's once again, and Taylor could be a boy or a girl.
I know.
Taylor is just really basic.
Oh my God. Are you thinking of baby girl names?
I do think of baby girl names. I have a baby girl name, but I have not.
PC and D baby girl names. Is it top secret?
Yes, it's top secret.
Oh my God.
I have not
Taylor,
announced.
isn't it?
Imagine the whole time you looked at me and I was just getting super pissed and you didn't know why. Like fucking Taylor, right? Like who's even named Taylor?
What a stupid name.
Dude, I have to tell you, this happened to me yesterday in the bathroom at SiriusXM.
Oh my God. I'm
having a pee and there's two ladies who are washing their hands and they're talking to their friends and their coworkers. And they start to say, they're in mid-conversation about motherhood. And they're like, oh my God, I would never be a mom. Like, I'm not even interested in kids at all. And the other one's like, I know. Like, I don't get it. Like, maybe like when I'm 50. And you're like, okay, that's not a thing. But then she starts to go on this thing where she's like saying, you know, when I get home from work, I just want to have a glass of wine, want to watch Netflix. Like, I'm just like really into what. And as like they're finishing saying, I'm coming out of the stall.
Belly first.
And they actually get so quiet and nervous and just start washing their hands like as though they got caught saying something racist. So instead of like making a joke about it, I was just looking at them like, unbelievable. Like I wanted them to feel more insecure. Like it's totally fine to feel that way, but I was enjoying their uncomfortability.
Wait, how young were they? Were they like young girls?
They're probably like late 20s. Young professional.
That's really. I'm glad you played along with it.
Make their way in radio. A Jen type, if you will.
I was about to say, did you hear me talk?
It was you, Jen, wasn't it? We look over, Jen's just not there anymore. Her bags are gone. We never see her again.
All right, I'm gonna do another PC.
Okay, I love this game so much.
It's really fun. Kathy Humes, a shout out to Kathy Humes.
Thank you so much for creating this.
It's so good. And I used to work with Kathy, and it used to get us through a lot of shifts together because
this is fun.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
All right. So PC and D.
Okay.
PC and D.
Thinks it was Chris Brown's fault. Hates Rihanna. Loves Chris Brown. Just is like Rihanna must have done something wrong, and feels like really strongly about it.
I know Jen's answer.
Yeah, let's get Jen's answer right off the bat.
Why?
We all know.
Why do we all know your answer? I don't know it.
I've dated a guy who, like, we've had an argument, almost like it got into a Chris Brown Rihanna fight because he was against Rihanna, and I was like, oh no, oh, so you'd hit me, like it got
stop it.
So
exactly.
obviously I'm against.
She loves Rihanna so much.
Yeah.
she has
and a lot of black
tattoos.
guys are like, they favor Chris Brown's vision in that. They think like, oh, if a girl, you know, if she's talking shit to me and she wants to hit me like a man, then I'll hit her too. And I'm like, oh, really?
Oh no.
So there's
PC.
So that's deal breaker for Jen.
Yeah.
That's a deal breaker.
I gotta go with my girl Jen and say that's going to be a hard D for me. Deal breaker.
That's a big fat D. It is a big old D.
Yeah,
what
that's
about
a
you,
big old
sexist?
I'm
What do you
gonna go
pick?
Pro.
Yeah.
Because
oh my God,
it's interesting. I would like to see a woman with that hot take on the Chris Brown and Rihanna fight. I want to meet that woman.
I'm gonna be
She's
honest.
Gonna be terrible.
I do still like Chris Brown's music. I find myself closing my eyes and just pretending it's Usher.
That is pretty easy.
Because I do like his music, but
what was it? Like he had a recent thing where he was like supposed to be someone else, and
Little
they did
Dicky,
a video.
Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Switched body.
wait, is that real?
Is a body swapping
Like
music video.
Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah, but it's him and Little Dicky.
But I don't really get it. I think
Cool.
Vito like maybe showed me like 5 seconds of it, and I was like, please stop.
Oh my God, you're gonna say it's a pro?
I'm a Little Dicky fan. That's why I like that video. I'm pro Little Dicky, not pro Chris Brown. No, but my thing for that issue, I was a pro because I just want to meet. I want to meet the girl who's like, I'm on Chris Brown's side. I want to meet and date that girl.
All right.
She's gonna be terrible. All right,
Gail?
next PC and D.
Gail, are you PC and D?
Oh, D, big fat D.
Oh, big fat D. Okay.
Big fat D.
Just making sure. Great. We're all in agreement.
PC and D, and this is a weird one. Has agoraphobia.
Oh my God. Agoraphobia is the fear of going outside.
Yes, doesn't leave the house.
I'm proud of myself that I knew that. You guys didn't applaud. You guys forgot to clap. Okay, it's a fear of going outside.
It is, yes.
PC and D. I might say M.
Neutral. That's an interesting one to just not have an opinion on.
You know what? Like, I'm curious. Like, has he always been agoraphobic? Did something trigger the agoraphobia? You know, and I don't like nature. I don't think I'd miss the outdoors if I wasn't outside.
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to say.
Being inside, so I might be neutral.
I'm actually going to be pro. Because here's the thing. You know he doesn't cheat on you.
Psychopath.
It just doesn't happen. You never have to think about it. That's number one. Number two, like, I like to stay at home, so like it's not like
me too.
Like, it's not going to be a big deal,
right? When
I do want to hang out with him, and then when I want to like hang out with my friends, I'm kind of for keeping those worlds separate anyway. It's just going to be a little weird when I say to my friends, like, yeah, he can't come out. He's you know, he literally cannot come outside.
Like, that's like really, I think I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that. I think those are valid points, Gail.
I mean, I think a house party now and again, if he wants to see people, just bring it to my house.
I like that. I've never met, well, I guess it makes sense I've never met an agoraphobic. Because they're always in their houses. Unless they invite me over, I'll never meet them. I don't know. That's funny.
But I've never known anyone in my personal life. Well, actually, no. I think I do know one person who struggled with it for a while.
Yeah. I know a ton of anxious people. I feel like with comedy, like so many people have anxieties.
I kind of feel like comedians are dormant in their apartments until nighttime comes and then it's time to come out and do comedy.
I feel the same way.
I get that impression.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with you. Glad we're on the same page.
That leads me to a new PC and D.
Oh my God.
PC and D.
PC and D. PC and D is a stand-up comedian.
Oh my God, Gail, you just literally, we're going to get real. I've been fake this whole time. Are you ready for me to get real?
I'm ready for realness.
PC and D is a comedian.
PC.
Oh, a part of me wants to say it's a P.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's also going to be a little bit of a C.
Right.
I'm not N. There's no way I'm neutral about it.
There's no way.
And it's not a deal breaker. I'm going to say it's a P. The only C for me would be because I get competitive.
Right.
And I think it'd be challenging for me to like, I don't know. I think I would sometimes get competitive.
Are you really a competitive person?
I am. It's like weird. And it's bizarre because I'm good at not making... Like, I don't make comparisons. Like, I've gotten a lot better with, like, because I think for a while I would kind of compare myself to other people and, maybe I'm not where I should be. And that's, like, the devil, I think, in this, like, business. So I've gotten a lot better with that. But I do have, like, a competitive thing in me where, like, I, like, want to be. And it's, I mean, sometimes it, like, fuels me. Like, I really want to do... Well, like, I don't do a stand-up show and try to be the best person on the lineup. Like, not like that, but, like, I am a competitive person.
Wow, that really surprised me because you're such a sweetheart. You seem so supportive, but I guess it's just a lie.
Is the key word.
You're a liar.
I'm a real liar.
Vito, even though you're not a comedian, but let's just say comedian because this person, because really the three of you guys are the only real single people. So really, this is PC and D. I'm helping you guys find your special person.
Please, if you're listening,
if you are not,
for the love of God,
if you mark pros or cons on things that Christy says,
please reach out.
Seriously, this woman is a catch.
I do that every time I'm on the show. Real
I
quick,
know,
and I get a lot of creepers that slide into my DMs. So I gotta stop.
I know, but one day the right guy is gonna slide in. to those DMs.
I hope so. I can pray. All right, I'm sorry I interrupted. It's Vito.
Vito, you're a PC&D. She's a stand-up comedian, so therefore she comes in, she does the show all the time. Maybe we do live events and she's there.
I feel like it's a deal breaker for.
Oh my God! Because she's a successful woman.
Me.
That's why. That's what he's fucking saying.
Wow.
I don't want to be at a show and hear jokes about like any. What if a joke comes up that's?
Is this about penis size?
I was
I don't want my
this is about your
penis
dick,
coming up on the
isn't it?
stage.
100%.
Because I've seen.
That's not. You know what? I literally did. As I sat here and thought about it, I didn't even think about the personal thing.
It just sounds like it's a lose in that situation, because even if it's a lie and you're like it's a huge thing, then you're just sitting there and you're just looking at people. So that's
nobody's gonna say it. By the way, no one's gonna say their boyfriend has a big dick and they're saying, I'm like, that's just bragging.
Hilarious. Isn't it hilarious that your boyfriend has a huge dick?
No.
Isn't that Christy's laughing?
At you. Not with you, Vito, at you.
But and like you said, they're coming out to the show all the time, and then like.
Yeah, it could be. You know what? It's hard. It's like, people say don't shit where you eat.
Right.
That's the thing you really have to think about is like,
but
if
sometimes
things go
it's so
south.
Convenient.
It's
when you're
very convenient.
Shitting and eating.
When you're shitting and eating at the same time, it feels great. But like, it is.
I get that.
I mean, I get the appeal to that. Clearly, I'm human. But it is hard. If things go south, you got to see that person. You got to know that, like, you could be doing shows with them pretty regularly.
That's true.
Like, that can suck.
Thing,
exactly.
You break up, then you're going to be more competitive than ever.
And then it's just like, then next thing you know, you're watching, your ex say some joke about you. And this seems like it's personal, but it's not. But you can watch, they can talk about you, and who knows? Then they could blow up and they're playing Madison Square Garden with their, nasally voiced ex-girlfriend material, and it's crushing. And you're just like, what the fuck?
I guess I didn't really think about the aftermath.
The aftermath is, I'm moving from a P to a C.
I was just going to say, you're convincing yourself. You're moving to con.
I love funny people. I really do. And I feel like everyone else is boring.
Right. And someone who is humorless, I think we can all agree, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
a deal
wants
breaker.
to not have someone who's funny.
Oh my God, get out of here.
All right, PC&D.
Now, do you want to hear me burp? I tried to swallow it. PC&D.
His last relationship, or her, in Vito's case, last relationship was with a first cousin. They're no longer together.
Girl, that's a hard D. I don't even have to. That's a hard D. Incest, Gail?
Hold on. It's legal, I think, in some states.
I'm going to go neutral because it's not a sister or brother. And like, who knows?
Oh my God. Get me my coat.
This is a very strange one to be neutral about. If you have a strong feeling of
Jen, can I have my coat?
Who knows what your relationship was like? Did they know they were cousins?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
All right, fine. I'll give a side. They didn't know they were cousins at first.
Till they were boning.
Then they found out they were cousins once they were already established.
While in the bone zone.
But didn't break up.
Neutral.
Get out of here.
You found love and you wanted to keep it going. I believe in love.
That's your cousin.
Not my cousin, their cousin.
Your cousin.
That's their cousin. You're totally neutral on this. You just like you're not going to think about it later. It's not going to bother you.
Put it in the back of my mind. I don't like all my you don't like any of your girlfriends or your boyfriend's exes. Nothing's going to change about this cousin.
No, can I just go back?
That's right. It's there.
Now, I don't want to sit here and compare prior PC&Ds. This is a person he's against someone being a successful lady comedian, fine with her fucking her cousin.
And fine with abuse.
No, I'm not fine with abuse. I'm
just joking.
I'm fine with I just want to meet the person who supports the abuse.
Okay, that's really different.
Jen, PC&D on this issue.
I definitely think deal breaker.
Yes, girl, we're the same.
That's too, because like I'm already looking at other girls like, oh, you want them, but now I gotta go to your like family reunion or something. I'm like, oh, you're trying to fuck your cousin. Like,
this is
really the next one. Like,
this is smart.
It's enough for me. No,
you gotta worry
There's
about Christmas and Easter.
There's enough people in the world to already be concerned that the other person's going to sleep
enough.
with. And there are only a few people that you're comfortable with. And now you don't even have
You
that.
got to worry about your aunt, like talking up your cousin.
This is very smart, Jen. You know what I mean?
I thought this through. This one through.
You thought about this before we even started talking about it. You've been thinking about this your whole life.
I had a whole relationship with him in my head, and I was like, no, I can't do it.
Jen, why don't you give us a P, C, and D for all of us to pick?
This one, I feel like it's common nowadays if he dates multiple women at the same time while he's dating you. Like in the beginning stages where he's trying to test out the waters.
I'm going to say it's a D.
It's a D?
It's a D. I had a guy that I met on Bumble, and he we had gone on I want to say 4 or 5 dates. And we kind of naturally had that talk, like, oh, are we dating other people? And he was very, nonchalant and just like, yeah, like he's still, and I immediately felt a little uncomfortable by it. I think just like by nature, that would be a D for me. I'd be uncomfortable. And I don't even think it's insecurity. I think it's just like, I want exclusivity with a partner.
I'm trying to think about it because I would like to think I've been a kept woman for a long time, but I'm trying to think if I was just suddenly single. I'm guessing I'm a single mom in this circumstance, so I gotta be a little less picky. But I wonder if I know a lot of adults who this is what they do. Like when they date someone, you don't try to take it too seriously at first. And you go, oh, okay, so he's kind of seeing some people and he's feeling it out. And that means I could do it. I know that would probably be the more mature way to handle it. I don't know if I could do it, but I think I would try.
Yes. I think everyone likes the idea of it because it's cool. It's casual.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I'm chill. Everyone wants to be that girl, but very few people are that.
And I think that that's something, like, I only stay in casual zone for a very short time. Like, I'm in casual zone for so short a time.
How long?
Like a week. Like if it's like really not progressing, then it's kind of like, oh, I guess I'm not that interested.
Yeah.
But in my current relationship, we've been together many years, but when we met, it was like, hey, this is like a casual fun thing. And then I was like, but now it's not. Like immediately. Like now it's fucking serious. And I was literally like moving my stuff into his apartment.
Gradually.
Yeah.
Tank top by tank top.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sneaking first bedwear.
Jammies.
First bedwear
Toothbrush.
into. Yeah. I move very quickly. So I don't know. I think that I'm going to say, I'm going to say neutral, but I don't know if I'm lying to myself because I would like to approach an adult relationship like the way I hear other adults say this.
I talked to a guy who's a comedian who has always had open relationships. And he described it to me in a very interesting way. He was like, he believes love is this infinite thing. And then he asked me, he's like, well, Christy, he's like, how many sisters do you have? And I was like, 2. And he goes, because you love your older sister, does that mean you love your younger sister less? And I was like, well, no. And he's like, well, I believe it's that with like partners and girlfriends. Like love is just this infinite thing. Like everyone, I can love you. I can love another boyfriend, girl, like whatever. And it's an interesting ideal. Like I get that, but it's also like, I don't know if I can.
I know that's kind of how I feel. Like I would like to be the kind of person that would be open. I would be open to hearing somebody say that.
Yeah,
but I don't think that would be a fucking lie.
You're not my sister.
Yeah, I don't fuck my sister.
Like, what are you trying to say? Like, why? Like, why do you like? Yeah, it's really weird.
All right, Vito, hit us with a P, C, and D.
All right, and then I think I have a P, C, and D.
Okay,
too.
no, Christy, you go.
Can I? Sorry, Vito. I just thought of a good P, C, and D.
P, C, and D.
The P, C, and D. The guy or the girl in Vito's case still lives with their parents.
Okay.
Set a P, C, and D.
For Vito, I'm going to say neutral as my guess for your answer.
No, it has to be deal breaker because where the fuck are we going to go?
Oh, do you live with your parents? Shut up.
I live with my mom.
He lives with his mom.
Leslie.
Him and Leslie.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't have done this PC and
No,
D if
it's
I knew.
perfect. No, I'm so glad you did. But no, I guess you're right.
Where are
For
we gonna
you,
go
it's a deal. For you, it has to be a deal breaker.
What are we going to do, Leslie? Could you not? And my bathroom, you have to go through my room to get to it. So what most of us would be like, Mom, you're going to have to give me 12 hours of me time.
Mom, can you go to the grocery store?
So deal breaker for me.
Oh, yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
Jen,
You guys, yeah.
Jen, I mean, here's the thing.
The
Jen,
ladies.
you're a lot younger than me. So, like, for you to be dating someone who is in that circumstance is, again, different than me dating someone in that circumstance. Where I think
me too.
is the problem. It could be a real problem. It's like a real red flag. Somebody my age.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm neutral because the last couple guys I talked to did live with their parents still. And it got to a point where it's like, we have nowhere to go because I live with my mom. So where are we going?
Yes.
But
All
like
right.
he eventually moved out. Like he had plans. You know what I mean? They need to have a plan.
Again,
Right.
a youth is fine for this.
I agree. And also, I think New York City, because it's so expensive,
Sure.
I think you find people who even are, I guess, a little older who live with their parents because it's like, we live on the Upper West Side. This,
Right. I think
get that.
in my circumstance, I'm going to say con. I'm not going to say deal breaker because I think that's cruel. Again, this person might just be on a hard time right now. But again,
That's
I'm
true.
only thinking of somebody who's like at my age or older. And I think we're talking about a pretty serious red flag. And in all of these circumstances, I am now a single mother. Like this
It
game
heightens the
has changed
stakes.
vastly for me.
Single mother, you can't.
Like,
Actually, I mean, if he lives with his mom, then like when you go over there, the mom can watch the kid too. So
it's not a.
I mean, it's
daycare
heightened for
center.
you because you're going to be a single mom.
I know.
In this situation.
PC&D has changed.
C&D.
It done changed for me. Christy, for you, you're thinking.
I'm thinking it's going to be a D.
Ouch.
Especially if his name is Vito.
This feels like revenge for the stand-up comedian thing.
I know that this whole thing, I was really just trying to get the two of you together. You said no to stand-up comedian. You said no to Liz and Mama.
This is not meant to be.
This shit is not gonna work.
And my mom's
Jen,
a great
this
person,
isn't gonna
too.
work.
I'm sure Leslie is lovely.
She is. You would have loved
Leslie
her.
is a saint. But, I mean, maybe it would just be a C. Nice.
So you're telling him he has a chance.
Yeah, it's a C. I'll change my what is it? D to a C.
Well, it is Wednesday today, correct? Ladies
Yeah,
and
so it
gentlemen.
doesn't feel like it.
And I will tell you, that means that we have a very special treat for you.
Oh my God, we do?
You are here
Stop.
to dish.
Put on your headphones, Jen's got the news. Let's dish to the gossip they're saying on the radio.
This week's Dish segment is presented by Dish, TV's leader in voice technology. Dish tuned in to you. To learn more and sign up today, call 1-844-CALL DISH, go to dish.com or visit a local retailer near you.
Dish. Jen. Jen, what is the first dish of the day?
So right now, everyone's still talking about Khloe Kardashian, Tristan Thompson, and she's just named her baby True Thompson.
True. Beat, so is her mic on? It sounds like her mic isn't on.
Oh, there I am. I'm back.
Oh.
Vito was so mad at me, he turned my mic off.
You did so good, Vito.
That was sabotage.
Now you ruined everything. True.
Her name is True Thompson. And then the internet went crazy saying, oh, you're, it's funny and ironic that you named him your baby True when your husband couldn't stay true to you. And she was very upset.
Do you think it was
that.
a cut?
Wait, who said that?
Twitter was going
buzzing
crazy
about it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Do you think it was a cut? That it was like intentional?
Oh, hell yeah.
Now they're saying that
Her
she's
middle name is doesn't fuck around.
Well, they're saying that she named the baby way before all of this happened.
Yeah, okay.
But she was debating about last names up until she had the baby.
Oh, get out of here. Those Kardashians are an epidemic.
Yeah, what are all the new generation Kardashians? There's a Dream,
Stormy, Chicago,
yes,
North, South, East, and West.
Rain,
Snow,
so these
sleet,
are all just Saint,
hail.
So these are all words.
Snow, yeah.
Like they just opened the dictionary,
Exactly,
picked a random
Mm-hmm.
noun.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about random nouns for baby names?
Honestly, I think it's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I don't respect it. I think it's dumb. I think like that kid's gonna get beat up. I think it's wrong. I don't like any of these names.
But now
And I don't like the Kardashians.
it seems like that's like now it's normal because we used to call them like celebrity baby names because celebrities had weird baby names. But
yeah.
now it's bleeding into all culture. And now
culture.
And I feel like everyone has celebrity baby names. You know what I mean? I feel like everyone is doing that exact thing.
I agree. I think it started with Gwyneth Paltrow naming her daughter Apple.
That's kind of the first one I remember.
Me too.
Thinking about going, oh, what was like a big deal that she
I think it's just that they try so hard to be different. I think they're trying too hard. I really do. I just don't think you gotta try. Oh, no one else can have this name, or oh, it's so meaningful. Like, just name the daughter Sarah. Who cares?
Yeah. This is my son, Bob.
Yeah, this is John.
That's very weird now. That's actually weird. I live in Brooklyn in a very family neighborhood, and I think that it sounds like when they're talking to their children, like their dogs' names are people names, and their children's names sounds like dog names.
Yes, 100%.
Like
they're interchangeable.
Yeah, like their dog is named Jake, but like their son is like Cooper or like something ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like it's there's a lot of last names as first names.
Yeah. You know, I think the names that are cool are the names that can be boys or girls. I do think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that True. I mean, it's funny because I like Tyler Henry, the Hollywood medium. Do you guys know who that is?
Yes,
I don't know who that is.
He's he has his own show on E.
Yes,
and he does like all these celebrities. He's like a scary man. Like that should creep me out.
Oh, it's amazing.
He like talks to the dead.
He looks like Macaulay Culkin.
So he does. He did. Did you see the one where he did Chloe?
Yeah, that's also what they're talking about. That was creepy.
And basically, Chloe's just like, oh well, do you see anything about my current boyfriend?
Yeah, because he kept saying in your next relationship. And she was like, but what about the one now? And then he was like, well, I see a big clock.
He didn't even try to keep it a secret. That guy. He was at the club with multiple girls around him. He didn't even try. He walked into his hotel. And in the lights, he wasn't even trying.
He spent the whole day with her. She had a sleepover bag. Like when I saw the bag, I was like, oh no.
And they were out and about. It's like he's asking for it, and this girl's an idiot.
Wait, she had an overnight bag?
She had a Louis Vuitton overnight bag.
A big old suitcase.
Walking
she's moving
out of the hotel.
Look, and she's, oh my God, and her butt is ridiculous.
Yeah, that booty of hers.
It's too much. It's one of the fakest I've ever seen.
That looks pretty good.
Look at that. It's like an alien.
He made sure she was behind him. I mean, no.
So you're telling me Chloe saw this medium
before
but like she knew she was pregnant. The world didn't know, is what you're saying.
I
think she was pregnant. Yeah,
or maybe the world knew she was pregnant. I think I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember. But this was
they didn't talk about the baby, so I don't think that she was.
It wasn't public yet, at least.
Yeah.
So maybe she knew. So that's why she was like, "What do you mean, like, in your next relationship?" Because she was like, "This one better fucking work." because
Yeah.
this is the baby daddy.
I mean, I feel bad. I mean, she did, as like on a human level. I mean, she did just have a baby, and her fucking boyfriend, whatever he is like, it's like, a part of me is like,
Baby
I feel
daddy.
badly for her. But it's like, now they're together and happy.
We don't know about that.
I mean, got his last name, True Thompson.
Yeah, but they're saying like her sources, the sources are saying that right now they're very separated, but she's trying to put on like a united front.
She is like she sent like a joint like message to like her PR, like, we're so excited we welcome our baby girl. We. It's not like me and this fucking asshole scumbag. It's a part of my past.
Maybe she's okay with it. I mean, maybe she's like maybe she's just bummed that it came out in public, but maybe it's not something she didn't know about.
I think it's so much worse than just a regular cheat, because this was the week she was giving birth.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, granted, the paparazzi are going to be on him, but like, he didn't even try to keep this a secret. It was like he was trying to hurt her. It was so out there.
Yeah, he didn't care.
He didn't give a fuck. He could not have cared. They're just at a club.
They're at
and
the
these
club.
girls
She's
are
all over
and
him.
they're
Yeah.
kissing at a club.
Yeah.
For everyone. I don't know why I'm getting so mad right
You're
now.
very passionate.
I'm like really, I have these grapes in my hand. I'm leaning back. I don't know. I took on a whole different personality for this bit.
You feel very.
I don't know why. I'm sorry. This triggered me.
The dish brings it out in you.
The dish. It's not even me. It's the dish.
It's the dish.
It's the dish, Jen. I have a different personality. I'm gonna need to go home after this and take a nap. This thing wore me out. I'm mad as hell right now.
Hold on.
There it is.
So move on from that.
That's always the best. It's just like, hold on.
Let me get you out.
Hold on, let me just hit this sounder right here. This is Jen's first time, because normally she does dish in this room, so she can only focus on dish. But now she's like playing her own production. She's like the woman behind the glass.
You're tearing shit. Every time I come here, Jen's a boss bitch.
She really is.
You really are.
She really is.
She's the best.
So, Jen, what is the next dish of the day?
I'm excited.
So, speaking of Gwyneth Paltrow,
Italian apple.
Everybody thought that she had a secret wedding this weekend, but it actually turned out to be an engagement party with her longtime love, Brad Fulchuk. He's a TV producer. Jennifer Aniston was there, Demi Moore, Reese Witherspoon, Steven Spielberg.
I think I knew that she was like in a big relationship.
I didn't know she was either.
They've been together.
She's been so focused on that goop. I didn't know there was anything.
No, she's always gooping on my Facebook.
Do you follow Goop? Or it's just like Goop ads?
I think it's because I looked at one Goop thing and now Facebook's putting Goop in everything.
Oh, yeah. Everything I have now is baby stuff.
Yeah. That's
everything is
your life now.
Yeah, because they creep me. You look up one baby thing and everything they send you is baby related things.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times I'm on Instagram and it's just like breast pumps. It's just like all my ads are baby stuff now.
Yeah, I had no idea she was with this guy.
Who is this? So it's Brad. He's a producer?
I guess.
Brad Fulchuk.
Brad Fulchuk. Yeah.
So they were guessing that they had done one of those like top secret weddings.
Yes. But it ended up being
false alarm. It was just
but it's just
400 people. I'd be what? For an engagement
holy
party?
shit.
That's crazy. Maybe they're going to have a crazy small wedding because this was basically their wedding.
Right.
Yeah.
That's actually smarter.
Yeah.
He made Glee with Ryan Murphy.
He made Glee.
You're a Glee fan, are you not?
A little bit. Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no.
You have problems with Glee?
You know what? It hurts me a little bit. This is another trigger.
Okay, go ahead. Work it out. It's fine.
I just start crying. I think Glee, it just makes me sad because I feel like more than one of the cast members that were on Glee, went south after the show.
So you think it chews them up, spits them out?
I think a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
I think if, more than one Glee is coming out.
Right. Well, they had one overdose, right?
Yeah.
One overdose. The other one
He
had some child
sex and then killed himself.
and then
Okay.
killed him. Yeah, it's two. Yeah. I feel like that might. Oh, I And then there was some stuff with like the women on the show too. I don't know.
You just think it's just like it ruins children's lives and turns them into bad adults.
It might.
Yeah.
I think it might. And also, I think Leah Michelle is just annoying. I'll throw that out there.
But when you think of it, it seems like it's this. So
it's all this guy's fault.
Essentially,
his last name is Falchuk. Jesus Christ!
I hope she doesn't take his name.
I know she doesn't. Gwyneth Falchuk. What is it? Gwyneth Falchuk. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
Well, the thing with that is like what they were guessing that it was a wedding. Have you ever heard of these like surprise weddings where they they'll act like it's an engagement party, but then you're at the wedding?
No.
It's like a very annoying trend that I've seen.
I didn't even
but it'll be like a surprise to all of the guests, like you're at the wedding. So if I said like, oh my gosh, I got engaged, everyone come to this, and you can't miss the engagement party because it's going to be really fun. I swear, like, don't miss it. And then everyone shows up, and then you walk out in a white dress, and they're like, just kidding, you're at the wedding.
Like, who is that for?
I'm not sure.
Who is that surprise for?
It's really obnoxious.
If it's supposed to be like the best day of their life, like, why is it the April Fools for the guests?
I think I get it. I think it's like you're doing it. So, because if you show up to the engagement party, you care and you want to be there. So you're saying
it's weeding out.
You're weeding out all the people you don't want to pay for.
Oh,
because all I do is hear people who have weddings talk about how they don't like paying $300 a plate for people they don't like.
That actually makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. That I can get behind.
Yeah, but wouldn't you? Let's say you have a prior engagement. Wouldn't you say, oh, it's just their engagement party, but I'm definitely going to be at the wedding? I would never miss their wedding, but missing an engagement party, it's annoying the amount of things that lead up to a wedding. Like if somebody does like an engagement party, a bachelorette, a wedding shower.
Oh, yeah.
It starts to get to be too muchery.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. I don't even like I've been a bridesmaid a couple times now, and I won't do it anymore. It's such an expensive thing to do.
Can you turn down a bridesmaid's position?
Well, we're going to see if anyone asks me. Then I'll turn it down.
So your next one,
my next one, I'm out.
You say, I can't take this responsibility on. Are you going to say I'll still attend the wedding?
I mean, maybe. I'm going to say maybe if like you pay for everything I have to do. Like buying the dress. I got to buy them a gift for 1,000,000 different things. Pay to go to the whatever. It's like I'm not rich.
Yeah. I had a girlfriend who she got married. She wasn't having bridesmaids, but like she had fucking bridesmaids is the thing.
Even worse.
So like that was the funniest thing is we would call her out on it. And then she would be like, hey, I need you guys to do this and make sure this is ready and make sure you guys take care of this thing. And then she would always follow it up with like, I know that I don't have bridesmaids, but like if I did have bridesmaids. So essentially all we didn't have to do was wear matching dresses.
That's funny.
And get to like stand up there. So she took away probably anything that would distract from her. She's just like, I don't want to see all you ladies in dresses standing up here. That's really what her issue was. Which is like, I will need you to act accordingly on the day. So I had all the full responsibilities of being in a bridal party. And none of the benefits, like the ugly dress and standing up in front of everyone.
I don't like this whole surprise element. A lot of people don't like surprises.
What do you think about engagement surprises?
Well, I just don't like what. I just don't think I want to be surprised in any situation with anything in my life.
So you would not like one of those like he got a whole like a marching band to come through and people are like juggling and then he gets down on one knee. I don't know. I'm bad at planning these, obviously.
Wait, repeat what you just said. He's got a marching band and he's juggling.
There's jugglers. I don't know what these fucking people do. They do things and it's a big deal and then everyone comes out and someone's crying.
Bruno Mars is playing.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what? That I actually might want to get behind because somebody usually films those and I'm all about going viral.
Okay, so for the viral video alone.
I would do
you'd be
anything
into-
for the business.
But basically, what you're saying is you'd like to be in on it.
Oh yeah.
So
gotta
you're
be
like,
in
hey,
on
I'll
it.
because then
Oh,
you could
yeah,
really
wink,
show
wink.
your acting
I'll start
chops.
crying.
Yeah,
Everybody wins.
you could do all of this on cue.
Oh yeah.
You're a very strong performer.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's definitely better for you, I think.
Thank you.
All right, Jen, what is our next dish of the day?
Dish.
Oh my god.
That's Bobby Kelly, by the way.
Vito?
No, that's Bobby Kelly. Bobby Kelly came in and did a dish with us and then created this character in which that's Bobby Kelly. So we still use Bobby Kelly's voice.
I love Bobby. It's the best.
So Leonardo DiCaprio, as you know, Coachella was this weekend. So he was seen cozied up to a 20-year-old.
No, that doesn't seem like him.
That's weird.
That's really weird.
His 20-year-old
She wasn't
girlfriend.
a model or anything, was she?
Model.
Yo, it's new for him.
Camilla Morone.
Let's see this girl.
She's super gorgeous.
Oh,
she was in the movie
wow.
Death Wish. She played the daughter.
She's beautiful. I mean, look at her fucking
It's
face.
interesting because, the original Death Wish, my college professor played the daughter. She was my college professor.
What?
So, because that's a remake of a Charles
That's
Bronson movie.
crazy.
She played the daughter and she was brutally raped.
Ooh.
It was like a horrible rape. And so, if somebody was like, oh, did you know she was in Death Wish? And we're like, oh, well, let's watch Death Wish. And it's like a horrible rape scene of our teacher.
And that's the part that this girl
That's what
played.
But
so
in
she could have
the
been
movie,
kind of-
I don't want to ruin it, but she doesn't get. They just insinuate that they were about to, but she doesn't get like a brutal.
It's not
Okay.
brutal. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I saw
actually
them.
makes the movie more
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. She doesn't, you know what? She does not look 20 though.
I know she looks well in the movie. She played
think
a
she
young
looks a
girl,
lot
but she looked really
older.
young without the makeup. And
Yeah.
That's true. She's very
Let
made
me
up in
see.
this photo.
Let me see her in Death Wish, preferably not mid-rape.
I love Leonardo DiCaprio though.
I love him.
Okay.
Love him.
Let me
And
tell
you
you
know what?
something.
He can do no wrong in my eyes.
Leonardo
Good for you.
DiCaprio. The way I felt about him as a child, that was my.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, but that was he was my dude.
Oh.
Like it was like a problem. It's like the
incredible.
most tween girl I've ever been, like
Yes.
of that era. He was like my
They were the same age.
heartthrob.
Yes.
And I had like pictures of him in my locker. I had pictures of him by my bed. And I was really obsessed with him. And this is like tells you the mind of a tween girl. Is in my mind, I was like, I just kind of feel like if we met, like what's keeping us apart is distance. You know what I mean? I didn't really think. I was like, he'd meet me.
That's it.
We would fall in love.
Yeah.
And then it was like within the next like couple years, I just like was like, that's weird. He was dating a supermodel. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Maybe it's not distance. But there was a really good portion of my tween life that I really thought, I just think if I got into the right party, yeah, I'm underage, but I think it'll work out.
He'd really like me.
Like, I just think he'd really value me as a person. I didn't just like him because Titanic. Are you kidding?
That's so sweet.
I know. I really believed it.
So sweet.
So I think that when you have that kind of love, that's her in the
Yeah.
Death Wish.
She's beautiful.
She's a doll. Oh my
She's
God.
beautiful, girl.
Really a new type for him. That's nice.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah.
So, I think that because I felt that way as a child, even though, current Leo, not the same. It's a
I
different
know.
thing.
I know.
But if I
yeah.
saw him in person, I think I would be not well. I think I would be really weird.
I agree. I think he's one of the few big celebrities that he's got to be probably top 3 celebrities that I would geek out if I ever saw them or met them. He's huge.
I think if I knew he was in, let's say, at Sirius and he was in this building, I'm not even sure I would like to look at him.
No.
Like, I would be like that level weird. I definitely
No
wouldn't fan out because I wouldn't
way.
speak to him. It just wouldn't happen because I think it would reduce me to like a 13-year-old girl. I think You know what I mean? I think that I would not be able to look at him and not be like, such lady feelings about you.
Oh, he's just such a hunk. Even with the dad bod, I'm into it.
I'm fine with it. I mean, it's not the same, but I could squint.
He's extraordinary talent. I mean, I'm attracted to his talent.
I know.
I don't know about you perverts.
Although, like, what's his last really good?
The one with the bear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The bear was good.
Yeah, when he fought a fucking bear with his hands. The horniest I've ever been.
But I do think that, like, when someone ages, when you had, like, a schoolgirl crush on them, then they age out or they're, like, dad bod
like Johnny Depp
situation, I'm still able to be cool with it. You know what I mean?
Too.
Like, I had an experience that I saw Val Kilmer on the street, and I fucking loved Val Kilmer as a kid. I saw Val Kilmer on the street. I followed him into a men's shoe store. And then I proceeded to just pretend to look at a man's shoe and, like, stare over a man's shoe at him. And, this is current Val Kilmer. So it's, he looked quite puffy. And I don't care. I just did not. I was like, I'll do it.
So how
I'll do it right now.
With Val Kilmer.
If he locked eyes with me and was like, go.
But that girl, Val Kilmer,
And I was
Gail,
with my parents.
is different. How is that so different than the Leo, Gail? You wouldn't do that with Leo?
No, that's still too far. Like, I actually was obsessive as a child. I was obsessed.
Oh, like you had a problem.
Like, I was I was just like, I would just be like thinking about him. Like, not even
maybe it's for the
non-sexually.
best.
Yeah. I think I'm like, hey, there was a problem. Who was like the one celebrity that you had that with as a kid? Because all girls go through that. So you said Leo was one, but you like, who would number one on your list?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey was your number one?
Number one, baby, still to this day.
Wow.
I love him. I'm very obsessed with him. I love him so much. I love him. And I saw him one time. We locked eyes. I had a boyfriend at the time who got invited. There he is. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Literally has a picture of the pet detective. Like, it's not a sexy picture.
It's like The Mask. I just love him. I saw him at a Saturday Night Live after party, and I waited by the exit. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. I waited by the exit because I knew he'd have to leave.
Yeah.
So I stood there all night like a freak. And then he came by and I wore a dress. I never got so dressed up in my life to this day. And then he walked by and I couldn't speak. I all night long, I planned what I would say to him and I couldn't speak. And he just looked at me and he smiled and he was getting into his car and he goes, well, that's a wrap. And I just smiled and stared and then I cried all the way home because I was so happy.
Oh my God.
I love him.
See, no, that's what I'm saying. You weren't able to speak.
I was not able.
You couldn't you couldn't even act like, hey, I one time felt this way, and now no, because it brought you back.
Like I was like, I'm a comedian. Like I'm like, who knows what could, like, the fact that okay, now I'm understanding because I feel like I would. It's embarrassing to me how I think crazy I would be.
We saw Jim Carrey when we were in Montreal at the
he was there this summer.
Yeah, this last summer. And so we were in that. It was like it's a massive ballroom essentially where they do those events. And we were standing in the way back, and he's as far away from us as we could be. And I still felt starstruck.
Really?
Like I would be like, there he is, but he was just like this little thing.
Oh, but just knowing you're in the room,
like I've never felt so like, oh my God,
yeah.
And he was so far away from me. We were not even in the front row. We were not close at all.
We didn't even know we were going to see him. We opened the door and he was there, and we both like took a step.
Yeah, we were like, oh my God, we're in a room with Jim Carrey, and we were very, very starstruck about it.
I think he's the most incredible. So yeah, him. I love him. I also used to love Deion Sanders. Just really switching gears.
Deion Sanders was your other?
Yeah, I didn't play sports, but my dad was into like football. And Neon Deion, I thought he was so cute. And played for he was 21 on the Dallas Cowboys, I believe. There he is. Oh, yeah. I was into him. I had a poster of him in my room. It was like a Nike poster. I was a cheerleader, so I was like, oh, I like. Oh, God. Yeah, there he is. He's so cute.
All right, I'm going to go to Brian in Houston. Brian, hey, you're on with Christy Cello on
Hi,
Bennington.
Brian.
Hi, guys. Well, hey, first off, congratulations. My wife's currently pregnant, and so I'm kind of going through it with her, and then to find out you were pregnant was pretty cool. And then I found out a coworker of mine is actually pregnant
It's
too on
baby
the same day
season.
as my wife. So I'm going through it with 3 of y'all at the same time. So.
That's awesome. Is this your first baby?
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations to you, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Vito wants to clap. Go ahead, Vito. You can clap. He's been clapping all day.
Oh, thank you, Vito. So, all right. So when you started talking about Leo, I had the same thing, but from a dude crush perspective, where I thought, this is just, he's on TV and I'm here, but if we ever met, we would just be best friends, and we would grow up together, and he would get me in movies, and we would just hang out.
That's a boy crush, see? That's so sweet.
I had a guy crush, so I had to call myself out on it.
That is so sweet, Brian. And congratulations to you.
Congratulations, Brian.
We all can't believe you grew up to be straight. It's amazing.
I know, right?
That is so cute. See, Leo brings that out in people.
That's so cute.
All right, Jen, this is our last dish of the day.
No!
I can't believe it.
Jen, no!
This is your final dish.
Everybody's at home right now. What are you eating your food on? A dish? Let's get there. Dish it!
Kelly. I can't.
So this one kind of got me a little bit upset because I love The Weeknd, and I was, a little upset that him and Selena Gomez broke up. Mm-hmm. And now he's, like when you have a breakup, he's going through the male version of it where he's writing all his love songs about her.
Yes.
Kind of dissing her.
Yes. I know.
So at Coachella, he was walking around with kind of like a Bella Hadid lookalike, but it's actually her friend, Chantel Jeffries. And then all over the internet, they were blowing up saying Bella Hadid was caught kissing The Weeknd, and she had to set the facts straight and say, it wasn't me, and put a little detector.
All right, so let me see.
I thought it was, though.
No, everybody did. They have a very similar look.
Now, okay, so we're looking at, that was the girl that
Chantel Jeffries.
Okay,
yeah.
That's Chantel.
The Weeknd reportedly casually dating Justin Bieber.
And give me Bella Hadid in a similar outfit, lighting.
Yeah.
And
do a side by side.
I mean, I'm sure there's a picture of both of them. They're at then they used to go to the Weeknd concerts together.
Okay.
I saw that photo and I thought The Weeknd was with Bella. And I was like, they're back together?
It seems like that's the same
Because
person.
they were dating. Him and Bella were dating before Selena.
Yes. And he refers to Bella and his music. So.
I'm gonna do a mini PC&D here, and I think I've asked you guys, Jen and Vito. I've asked you this before, so this is for you specifically,
okay,
Christy.
I'm ready.
PC&D, or no, this is like not really PC&D. It's just tell me which you find weirder.
Okay.
Essentially,
okay.
Dates people who like you see their exes, they look exactly like you, same exact type, or is it weirder that you're like, I am the opposite of all these other types that they've been with. Bennington is back, and you are about to hear the Unmasked from last year in Austin, Texas. Ron Bennington as host, and one of my most favorite comedians of all time, Eddie Pepitone, which we did in Austin, was so much fun. The bitter Buddha himself. Maybe one of my most favorite Unmasked, and probably so starstruck because I just adore that dude. I mean, maybe I've seen him every time he comes to New York, and some of my most favorite nights are going to see him. He's absolutely hilarious. You have a chance to experience what I experienced by going out this weekend to see some special events that Ron's going to be doing in Austin, Texas. Vito, tell them where to go.
So this Friday, April 20th, at 4 p.m. at the Velveeta Room, you can see Ron host Unmasked with his guest, David Cross, which is going to be amazing. Anybody who loves Arrested Development, I mean, how could you not love David Cross?
He's fantastic.
Tobias Funke.
I pronounce it Funke.
Oh, damn it.
But you kind of look like a jerk right now, dude.
I just look like an idiot in this $20 shirt.
That's going to be a fantastic Unmasked. Do not miss it. That's going to be Friday, April 20th. Go to theibang.com. I think you might still have a chance at free tickets, and I think pass holders can go. If you have a Moon Tower pass, I think you get in as well.
All details are on theibang.com, but Moon Tower badges do get you in.
And also Saturday, there's going to be another fantastic event, not an Unmasked, but a presidential press conference with world champ Judah Friedlander, moderated by Ron Bennington. That's Saturday, April 21st at 5 p.m. at the Velveeta Room in Austin, Texas. These shows, do not miss them. They're going to be fantastic. If you're in the Austin area, go check it out. So let's have a little look back last year, because me and Vito cannot be there this year. I'm so sorry. At the Unmasked with the very funny Eddie Pepitone.
Live from the Velveeta Room in Austin, Texas, as part of the Moon Tower Comedy Festival, this is SiriusXM's Unmasked with special guest, the Bitter Buddha, Eddie Pepitone. And now, here's the host of Unmasked, Ron Bennington.
Eddie Pepitone, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Ron Bennington.
No.
Oh, listen to that.
Eddie was just talking to me about tearing down the corporate structure of America backstage.
Shouldn't we, though? Isn't it about time? Like, why is it still up? I mean, you know why it's still up? Because people are afraid. Well, people are afraid of the mass chaos, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
For that. It's like when I get up in the morning and my cats are meowing at me, and I have to feed them real quick, and at the same time take my pills, which are 4 different medications, and sometimes one of my pills will squirt into the cat food, and then you're like, fuck, is it gonna kill the cat? And then you're like, fuck it, what can prostate medication do to a cat? And those of you who don't know what prostate medication is, you haven't lived yet.
So that's why we should take down the corporate structure. I got it now. Now I understand.
Yeah, no, we should take it down because they're killing everything. We talked about how in New York City, how Central Park has saved the city from so much mental illness because there's actual nature, and the corporate structure is just tearing down everything. I think this administration now is talking about, if they haven't done it already, which is unbelievable, they're just opening up the public parks to oil drilling or whatever the fuck. Yeah, let's make Yellowstone. Let's fucking, Yellowstone. Let's drill for oil. And can the campus move out over here? Exxon is here.
If you ever want to see why the national parks are important, go to Niagara Falls, where they didn't have time to make, that wasn't made a national park first. And it's an absolute shithole with a beautiful falls in the middle of it.
Exactly. It's surrounded by a horrible area, right? Like you as you're driving, and I did it once, you're driving in Niagara Falls.
It's like Biff 1 and Back to the Future 2, and he got the falls. It's just frightening.
Yeah.
But, it's funny because we're in Austin right now, and there's a kind of a different mindset. They, at least here, it's not like they push the big corporate stuff back, and they let, strange, interesting people run businesses.
Right.
And you're like, why can't everywhere be like this? Why does it all have to look like a fucking 7-Eleven across the whole country?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice that the chain are the chains out of here.
They're kind of pushed back.
They're pushed back a
Yeah.
little, right? Even though there is the mothership of Whole Foods over here, which I went in today. It just feels like Logan's Run, if you know that fucking movie. Like you're in Whole Foods and there's escalators, and like where is the fucking hot salad? But where's this bar? Where's the food bar? And like.
Yeah, I like the other place, Half Foods. It's it's smaller, but there's not a lot of comedians that'll go and work the places that you go with your material. I always find it interesting that
I have no choice.
Yeah,
I was brought up such a ardent. Lefty by my father, who was a union leader for a while, and it got in my soul, And I just, most comics just talk about dating and fucking, and isn't it crazy, these new pants? And you fucks eat it up. I see you fucks. You're like, the new pants! I fucking love that guy. People love, I'm kidding, but people love, just the commonality stuff. Like, oh yeah, like people love, talking about movies, all that shit.
But they're not crazy about hearing where the workers should unite. You've got to work them a little.
Yeah, it gets depressing, because I always remind everybody that, particularly now that we are, I know everybody has talked about apocalyptical stuff for a long time, but this is it. People don't like to hear that on a Saturday night. They're like, hey, Margaret, why the fuck did we come here? Listen to a guy talk about that the finite resources have finally reached its limit. And our kids are going to be... My impression of children... This is true. My impression of children in 10 years is that they're going to be living in an underground sewer grid with walkie-talkies going, we need more meat in Quadrant 7. And parents are still going to have on the back of their cars, my kid gets the most meat in Quadrant 7.
Still find a way to be proud.
They're going to find a way to be proud.
Yeah. And stay competitive with each other.
Yes.
Fucking just crabs in a pot.
Yeah. I was going to say, you have a daughter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she's right here. She's,
there she is. Hi.
Yeah.
She's great. I love her.
Yes. Gail is the person who actually turned me on to you when she was younger. She said, I want you to see this guy. And I said,
the kids love me.
Yeah.
They do. That's the funny fucking thing.
Yeah. And that's what's that's incredible about your career, that as it's gone on, your audience gets younger. And the exact opposite of what's supposed to happen.
I have started to play just to toddlers. I go to preschools now, and I'm like, put the fucking blocks away. There's no more water.
Yeah.
And like,
I think that might actually work for you because they understand quick change of emotion the way you do.
Maybe that's why they like me so much.
Yeah.
Is that I am so mercurial. My emotional state is so fucking fragile,
Yeah.
I just walk down the block, I'm happy, 2 seconds sad. Another second rageful, another second joyful.
Yeah.
Like anybody else walk down the street, like I'll be like, who's that fuck? And then I'll be like, hi. Like some cute person. And then some threatening fuck. What do you want? Just like it just go, I have no like base level stability.
Well,
which I owe to my parents.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
they were insane.
You are old school New York that way. Like New York used to be a place like you're walking along, and then there's a guy with his boxer shorts just jabbing a knife around because he just can't take it anymore.
I've seen it on this fucking street a lot.
Yeah,
6th Street is a fucking mixed bag.
Well, I said this when I got here after living in New York City for all these years. the Austin homeless people could beat the shit out of the New York City homeless people. They're in shape. And
they're in shape.
They're in shape. I said to a guy yesterday, I go, I'm not giving someone $2 that can beat me in a race. You should be taking care of me.
Right. Well, the Austin homeless have a good fitness program.
They have a soccer team right now. They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
and after the game, they just go around en masse begging for food. Help, we won, please. Please help us.
Now, the other thing, of course, about you is that's amazing as you go from these periods of rage to really light periods of like spirituality that, again, most comics don't even touch on those type of things.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's just a matter of survival. Because I get so enraged, I've had to kind of turn to like Eastern Buddhist stuff, which is still very hard for me to access. You know what I mean? Like when I meditate, if I meditate in a group, I get very competitive. And like I kind of take it like wrestling. Like I'll get in another meditator's face and say, my mind is way more still than your fucking mind. My mind is like a sheet of ice. Yours is like it's got the ripples, like a kid throwing a fucking stone across it, asshole.
Your mind is just a skipping rock while you're meditating.
Yeah,
that's great.
But I think I like podcasts because I think it's given comedians a chance to really kind of talk about their whole kind of range of feelings and emotions instead of constantly. One of the bitches about being a stand-up is that it seems, and for me particularly, but it seems like you have to be funny every fucking second. Like you get on stage and people are like, all right, be funny. We drove all the way from fucking Abilene. Or wherever the fuck you people come from.
No, they're all from Abilene. Everybody here is from Abilene. We bust them in.
Came from Corpus Christi. Had a fucking horrible hurricane many years ago. This is the guy who knows just little facts. Just little things about...
You've seen a map once when you were in 8th grade.
Came from Houston. It's so humid over there. Fucking humid.
So you actually you tried to work on your spiritual side because your physical side.
Just a matter of survival. I just feel terribly anxious about just everything. You know what I mean? Like I just wake up. I'm not one of these guys who wakes up and goes, "Oh, what a fucking beautiful day! I'm so glad to be alive." I'm one of those guys who wakes up like, no, 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 why?
I can't tell you how much I would have paid to be sitting next to you when the election started rolling in that night. Everything that you thought was going to happen came true for you.
Yeah, I'm a little pissed off, actually.
No.
Everybody, now all the comedians are getting, political. But, I mean, I saw this shit coming many, many years ago. I guess the silver lining is that Trump, the Trump presidency has awoken people, up a little bit. Like, oh, okay, maybe we should do something about the... complete takeover of everything we love.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Pandering to the Austin audience here today.
Yeah, but there's already been some good comedy that's come out of it. I mean, Melissa McCarthy's Sean Spicer, I think.
Well,
I think people were then like, this is a good thing that this is happening.
Yeah.
At least for SNL, it made it relevant again for the first time in 30 fucking years or 40 years.
That is the thing about Trump is it is an amazing watchable TV show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I used to watch Breaking Bad, and I thought that had tension. But I'll be watching CNN, and I'll get up to take a piss. I'll tell my wife, I go, pause this. I don't want to miss anything. I'll come back, and you'll have a meth lab going, and I'll be like, God damn it, I missed it.
Yeah, because basically we have a mentally ill man as our president. Like you don't know. No, but I'm being serious. And what I mean by mentally ill man is that he is, he's a narcissist to the fucking, 10th power. So it's like you're just watching the culmination of all the fucking selfies in the world. Like what our culture has become. You're watching the culmination instilled in him. All the people who have watched TV, taken selfies, haven't been reading for the last 30 years, just watching TV news, watching and just people who aren't connected to anything larger than themselves. It's just all about me. It's all about, that's such a mental illness. It's all about me. It's all about what I do. And now he's president. So he's good. He is good. He got himself elected because he understood the game. He played the media. And he played the quote-unquote working class. He played them because he knew they wanted to hear shit like, I'm going to bring the jobs back. Yeah. I'm bringing it back. Everything we make is going to be made in America. We're going to build a wall. And he also tapped into everybody's fear. Like he was like, these fucking people are bad. He doesn't even specify. He just says they're bad. They're bad. They're bad. He actually says shit like that. Like, oh, it's awful. And everybody, and all the average Joes are like, it is awful. It is awful. He's right. He's right.
Yeah.
But I think, in all fairness, he should come out in like some kind of clown makeup with a little ruffled collar. Like, it should be made into kind of a French absurdist thing, and there's like a trapeze behind them, with fucking one of the Supreme Court justice, something. Because we have a reality TV star as our president. Did you ever see Mike Judge's movie Idiocracy?
Yeah.
We're living it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
Mike is an Austin guy, right? So
is he in Austin? Oh, I forgot about that.
Here's what you forget. Everybody in Austin likes anything that comes from Austin. They're very supportive of Austin here.
But he is great, though.
Yeah, he's amazing. All the Austin artists are great. I like to shit on them, but they're all fucking fantastic.
I mean, are they all fantastic?
Yes. And look, but this is also, and then you're a New Yorker, and like for years we could never get a New Yorker elected because the people around the country hate New York City.
They do.
And they hate, and they think we're assholes, and we are. But then
they're fucking pussy. They're pussy.
Yeah, but then they go and elect even somebody from people from New York City who think is a fucking asshole.
I know.
You're like, you went and picked the worst fucking New Yorker you could. What are you fucking doing? It's bad.
Yeah, I can't believe he's from Queens. Yeah, I know assholes like that.
Yeah,
in Queens.
Sure. But there's a level of confidence that he has, though, that is like people buy into. And it reminds you of that book, The Secret, where you're supposed to use...
I love The Secret.
Yeah. Like, you're just supposed to use your spirituality to get things to come to you, and that's what he's done. Like, I fucking think he's the only one that made that book work. And then his children are confident, too. His children are like Will Smith's kids. They just think they can do anything.
Really?
Yes, the whole family is very confident and rich.
I know they're very rich. Yeah. You think they're getting humbled though, because they're getting so lampooned by everybody.
You'd have to let it in.
They don't let it in.
Yeah, they just sit around there having dinner going, we're doing great. We're doing unbelievably great. Like everybody
doing fantastic.
Yeah. You think that at some point we're going to get satisfaction with this? Like there's going to be no, it'll never fucking happen. This just goes on, and I think in another 8 years we're going to elect Baron Trump because what America really what America really wants is to live under kings. I think that's the truth. I think they just want to believe in magic kings.
Yeah, I guess partly, but I don't think that. I think he's 4 and out at best if he makes it through the 4. He's such a douchebag. He should.
You believe in the good of people. You really do, and that's because you're a union guy and you think that people are going to come together. They're not, Eddie.
Well, it's been. I mean, the march is the march is fucking the women's march was huge, right?
Yeah, it was gigantic, and that.
What's the next big one? Is it May 1st?
It's today. It's what we're doing is it's Earth Day, and the scientists are out there saying, seriously, look at the map. This place is fucking burning up, and we're like, we don't care. Not really. You think
the scientists are out there today, right? So a lot of white jackets, like
yes.
That would be funny if they were all in white jackets with little pen holder and just walking up and down with grab. Where are they?
They're
all over?
All over the place. Yeah, I saw one of them. They just had 8,000 guinea pigs. They were just fucking marching down the street, pulling a wagon. Listen to us. But you see, this is the thing. Out of all the things, at the very core of it, you're an optimist. You really are.
I think so, or else I wouldn't be railing against stuff. Because if I didn't give a shit, then I would just be talking about how great cargo pants are.
The pants.
I don't know why I'm stuck on pants. But just the minutia that, most comedians talk about.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm driving and those motherfuckers, and everybody's like, yes! When I'm driving! I drive, you drive! Fucking A! Yeah, I mean, I would hope that things are gonna get better. That they have to. I think people are being pushed too far. That's what I think. I mean, I think that by constantly, the corporate state constantly pushing and taking things away, the way the fucking Republicans particularly, but the sellout Democrats are complicit too, the way they take away people's health care, like they try to take away Obamacare and they push back a little. You know what I mean? They just can't be, and there are not enough jobs, like not enough people have good jobs. It's like I think it's more than half the country is living in poverty. More than half the fuck. We're a third world country with Twitter.
Yeah,
that's what it's come down to. You know what I mean?
Well, the jobs.
It's got to get better. It's got to. What are people going to do?
Yeah. Well, the jobs did leave, and when I was a kid, everybody on my street, I knew what their father made, the physical thing that they made. And I come from an industrial town, so there was a lot of union. Yeah, there was a lot of union jobs there. And then somehow they blamed those people on the reason why we had to have Chinese children make our fucking cargo pants.
Right. Right. The union guys make too much money.
Yeah.
Which, no, because they actually were able to live a decent life, and that's a no-no.
Yeah.
That's a no. What do you mean? Look at this guy. He's got a fucking car and a house. That's bullshit. And everybody loves to pick on the little guy.
Right.
It's easy, but they don't think enough to pick on the owners of everything. We're just so fucking greedy, and the greed has gotten out of hand. The concentration of wealth in the country is just insane. The top, 10 families own 80% of the national wealth, something like that. Again, just around facts.
Yeah. But what's weird is people want to protect those guys because they think somehow maybe I'll get there.
I know. While they're fucking, they're just selling their blood. Look, the only reason I'm selling my blood today is I got some things in the hopper.
But I
got an app. I got an app that shoots a dart of people's asses, and it's gonna fly off the fucking shelf.
Well, just think of the first place that we saw Donald Trump was on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Is that right?
That's how, at least for me, that's how he broke in. And that show goes to show you, like, how weird.
Anybody remember that show?
Yeah.
Like Robin Leach. Robin Leach, the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Isn't that bizarre, though? Like, that's the first time, I think, in this country we started to go, oh, God, we really love the rich. You know what I mean? We love them. Instead of, like, back in the 70s, if there was a rich kid, everybody in the class jumped on him and started hitting him. You know what I mean? Like, we're like, rich boy, that's the worst thing you could have been. But by the 80s, everybody.
Those were the days.
Yeah, those were the days. When we'd attack a boy for new sneakers.
What's the guy? You're like in a gang going, did you find out how much his father makes? Just a little kid.
Yeah.
How much did his father make? Is that before or after? Before or after taxes? So he's on the cusp. Just smack him around a little.
He's on the cusp. It's hilarious. So this is the thing. I'm more cynical than you. You're enraged and because you
You're
believe.
cynical?
No. I believe that this thing is already. You know what I mean? The movie's already been written. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're already heading in that direction.
Oh,
And
well,
this
yeah.
Yeah, we're in the.
Yeah.
But you believe that America's going to pull out of this.
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to come to a head, man, and I just think I hope that people come out of it. I don't know. I don't have much faith because one thing that's been disturbing the Trump election is like getting a more clear picture of the racism and the fucking misogyny and the xenophobia in this country and just like how nasty and evil an element is. I mean, I've lived in New York my whole life and then LA my whole life. So I've been like, that guy on the coast, but it seems that there is, a fucking cauldron of hate, and that's scary.
Well, I always find it interesting.
Thanks for coming.
I always
That's what I do to audiences, by the way. They just like, what the fuck?
This isn't fun.
Why isn't he talking about how funny cheese is? Some funny named cheeses are named funny. Fucking idiot.
I always find it fascinating because if you look at, New York City and everybody is stuck together and moving back and forth, it seems like, okay, you could get what things would break out, but why is there racism in states that there doesn't even seem to be that many black people? Like why are they chanting "Build the Wall" in fucking Wisconsin? You're like, you're not having any Mexicans running around here bothering you. The fuck you care about the wall for?
Yeah. They should be chanting shit like, better eggs! We need better fucking eggs, more durable shells! Well, I think a lot of that comes from the fact that there aren't, just back to that again, that there aren't really good industries anymore where things have been taken slowly since Reagan. I think it started really happening. Just things taken from people until they don't have a lot. And now they're pissed. Now they're angry and they're looking for a target for their anger. And it's always usually below them. You know, they always usually go for something below, usually never at the top. It's too difficult, and you have to see through all the propaganda. I mean, we live in the biggest, people say that propaganda, the Soviet Union is famous for, their propaganda. The propaganda machine in this country is fucking amazing. People watch, they are so fucking brainwashed to think that capitalism, it's good. We live in a good country. You know what I mean? Like they watch fucking the news and they think, right. And they just get fed this horse shit, and they eat it up.
Yeah, I mean, we have gotten to the place where we're like, we put the corporations and the military as like our two best things that we have.
Yeah. The military particularly, the Pentagon, the people who run it, not the soldiers are pawns, but I mean, the military is just 64% of discretionary spending goes to making all these fucking bombs. The United States has 800 military bases around the globe. The amount of money going toward weaponry and all of this, policing of the world is just staggering. So they always need enemies to create. They constantly, it's Syria, it's Libya, it's this, it's that. There'll always be enemies so they can justify just this huge fucking war business. And they do, and it's amazing. And they just go around, killing people, and everybody fucking, waves the flag, and they have less and less. Yeah. And I have a bit where the jet fighters fly overhead of the NFL stadiums, and I wish the announcer would be truthful, and he would say, "Ladies and gentlemen, these B-52 bombers that are flying overhead, each one of them could be 35 libraries in your community. You could actually have an infrastructure that works and public education, but instead all you have is an outward manifestation of imperialistic evil." Everybody's in the stands waving their flags, and the jet fighter, and then the football. Go, you son of a bitch! I just lost everything! That does have to be marketed all the time, like you said. We have to. Yeah, it came out that the military was paying NFL teams millions to do all of that pomp and circumstance before the games. You know? I find it fucking disgusting. I just want to see the games. I'm a big sports fan. I don't need to see the fucking Air Force flying overhead, scaring the shit out of me. And
you also get that gigantic 100-yard flag that you have there.
God. The 100, fucking Betsy Ross must be coming in her grave. The Ross family descendants are like, holy shit! Somebody jerked me off. Betsy fucking... Who knew that flag would take off like that? But I think people are into symbols. When they don't have anything tangible. Right. You know what I mean? They're into, can Trump, make America great again? People wanted to fucking believe that, Yeah. He sucker punched a lot of people, and now they're going to be like, hey, and I think already they're like, hey, he's fucking full of shit.
No.
He's not giving it. He's not going to give it.
They're still loving him. They're still
Are they?
Yes. They're still fucking loving him. Look at the size of that flag. Look at the jets coming over top, and we got to worry about somebody new that the marketing department is coming up with right now. That is the next scary thing. You know what always reminds me of, if you ever watched the WWE years ago, is like Hulk Hogan would be fighting against somebody. He's fighting the Iron Sheik, and then finally he beats the Iron Sheik, and all the kids would be cheering, and then someone else would just come walking out and stand there looking at him.
The next guy?
Yeah, the next guy. We're like,
yeah. That's a great metaphor for.
Yeah.
That's a great metaphor for foreign policy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we just fucking bombed Syria, but look at fucking this country.
Yeah.
What is it? North
Korea.
Korea.
Yeah.
Which I understand may have the capability to hit Los Angeles with a nuclear missile, which is why I'm thinking of heading back to New York.
Yeah. And we have no idea whether they do have that capability, but that's all you have to do is hear that to go, then fucking get them. You know what I mean? Bomb them.
Yeah. That's a weird country.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on there. They show you little clips of just weird fucks marching around.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck is that? Do they have Chopped? Do they have Chopped at least on television? Maybe I'll stay there if they have Chopped.
I saw they had a parade so big going on there the other day that no one was watching it. Everyone in the fucking country
Everybody was
in the parade. And it was like, I'm like, oh, we did that in elementary school.
What about
we would all just parade around and shit,
Yeah. You parade a lot when you don't have food, I believe.
Yeah.
It takes your mind off of not having a meal.
Yeah.
Honey, we don't have enough potatoes to feed the family. All right, let's go on a parade. Just the kids love the parade. Maybe we'll find something en route.
I do like the fact that maybe if we get to the point where we're in 30 or 40 wars at the same time, maybe we can finally go, okay, we can relax now. We don't have to keep pumping ourselves up anymore. We're fighting everybody. We're fighting Canada and Mexico. Maybe if we just picked up one state and, keep it here in America. You know what I mean? Like
find a state?
Yeah, we'll find a state. Like one of the states we'll just all turn on and dogpile.
Fight our own, yeah.
Yeah. Right now I'm picking Delaware.
Civil War. Delaware?
Yeah, I want to get a easy win right off the bat.
Are the DuPonts still in Delaware?
Oh, yeah, the DuPonts are there.
What was the name of that movie where Steve Carell, a bizarre role for Steve Carell, what was it called?
Foxcatcher, which by the
Foxcatcher.
Yeah.
I watched that instead of It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas now. I get the whole family around, which consists of the wife and all the animals, no kids, and we just watch Foxcatcher. Look at that, he's about to kill him. That's Steve Carell. He used to be funny. I didn't even know it was Carell. God damn it, Foxcatcher. Why do they call it Foxcatcher? Who cares? That was in Delaware, the DuPont family. It was a deranged member of the DuPont family.
Well, I grew up near there, and we
did?
Yeah, and we used to drive around and look at the DuPont's houses back when we thought rich people were bad. And they would always have like a wall around their house. And we used to say this, and I'm going to say that not only the children said this, the adults told us this. They said that there were walls around there to keep their retarded children inside because they inbred to keep their own money.
Oh, my God.
And
oh, my God.
I repeated that story long into my 20s before I finally went, wait, why would they just inbreed? They've got plenty of money.
And now you can just send in a drone you get in a department store and see what the fuck is going on back there. No, they're just fucking and doing cocaine. They all look healthy and happy. Most of them. It's a lot of alcoholism, I think.
But, we talk about these things, and like I said, you'll go out to the edge a little bit with the edge of the comfortability of a lot of your audience. But do you hope to score some people to change their minds, or are you thinking entertainment?
Well, I mean, still, as a comic, the first job is to be funny.
Right.
So it's nice to, I do just want to entertain people, but at the same time, like taking shots at the things I love to take shots in. Like another bit I have is I say, I wish on The Price is Right, a woman, like let's say from Oklahoma, is on The Price is Right, and she has to guess the price of the Iraq War instead of a blender. And the curtain opens, and instead of an appliance, you just see utter fucking carnage. Like people just fucking killing each other, and and she's just jumping up and down along with the studio audience, going, "I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know." And the audience is yelling, $5 billion a day! $5 billion a day! And she's like, does that include Afghanistan? $10 billion with Afghanistan! $10 billion with... And then the bet ends with the vet getting up going, you can't put a price on it! I lost everything in that fucking war! Poor people fight rich people's war. They tell you it's for oil. It's for fucking... They tell you it's for democracy. It's for fucking oil. Look at me. I'm one of America's children, and I am shattered. And then she always guesses low. $1. They get nervous and get low. So that's an example.
Yes.
Of like a bit, like a political bit. But it's gotta be made kind of funny. You can't just be like, fucking, even though I do that too when I just get angry.
But when you started coming, you were far from doing this kind of material, right? Yeah.
When I started?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to, it's terrifying to be a stand-up, especially when you just start. Because, just getting in front of people, I like to call them the masses, it's just fucking horrifying, and being a comedian, you need to get, if you, it's the one art form where you have to get laughs. But as you grow old, as you get more experience, you realize, okay, I don't have to get a laugh every fucking second. I can let things breathe. But when I first started, it was like, okay, how do I get him to like me? How do I get him to like? I was doing characters. I would come on in wigs. Shit like that.
Yeah.
It just kind of evolved into where I was like.
And you were terrified when you first started going up.
I used to throw up before shows. Yeah. I was very terrified.
So here's always the interesting thing. Why keep going? You know what I mean? Like, that's the insane thing.
I like to vomit.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain madness that you have to get past that thing.
I think it's a need. I feel like I feel like for me it was always a need. Like I needed to do what a stand-up does. Like I needed to be in front of people to get them to laugh. I don't know why. Like it's just wanting to win people. It is a psychotic thing. Like wanting to win people over to like get them to like me and get them to laugh. I guess it comes from my dysfunctional family. My mom was bipolar, very kind of depressed and off, and my dad, I used to love to make my dad laugh, and I think it just carried on. It's my way of surviving. I don't know why other people continue on with it, but it really did create a lot of. There are certain. I mean, I've gone through so many different types of shows. Like I did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which was fucking harrowing. The first year I ever did it, it was in the basement of this bar in Scotland, and people fucking love to drink. And I was in. I hadn't ever been to Scotland, and they just seemed really rowdy. It was like all stone. It was like a stone bar, just made of concrete. And I remember sitting there was no green room, and I would sit on a stairwell, and I just hear people passing me going, "Who's this fucking cunt coming up next?" And I would just be in the stairwell. I'm so far from home. I felt so far from home. I was like, I love my dogs. And then it's funny, you get in front of them and you're like, okay, and like something takes over.
Yeah.
something takes over, this survival instinct. And then, and it was interesting because the first year I did Edinburgh, I actually did really well. Like one thing I thought, oh shit, I'm going to a different country. I'm going to have to, find out what they like. But turns out what they like is just authenticity. Like they just wanted to see an unhinged American. And I gave them that. Like I was just, doing my thing. Like, yes, I know what you're thinking. Yes, I have had a lot of work done. I had my hair removed and my belly let out because I was too pretty. Like I would do shit like that. And they would like, oh, this American.
Yeah.
They just love seeing something different instead of, like pandering.
And how long did that take you, though? To get to that point,
it took a long time. Like it took me many years of performing before. I would say even about 20 years before I could finally feel like, okay, I could just walk out onto a stage and just be myself and not have to hide behind a lot of fucking things like wigs and funny mustaches and like, I got a machine here. Like whatever fucking, or even bits. Like people come out and they're like, okay, I'm going to do the bit on raisins first. Then after raisins, I'm going right into why don't people eat edamame anymore? And then I'm going into the thing about, you know what I mean? Like
you don't have a set list at all when you walk up?
I do. Of course I have.
Yeah.
I do have the set list with me. I always have it there as like a talisman, like, okay, in case, because I still at this point, I have had some pretty good bombs.
Right.
Every once in a while I run into an audience that is like, fuck you. Fucking. Fuck you. You're not famous. In LA, that happens sometimes. I've been doing the Comedy Store, which is a great place to do comedy. It's right in the heart of the fucking narcissistic shithole, that is America. What is the fascination with celebrities in America? Like, everybody is just so fucking... When did that happen? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like we worship fucking celebrities. So sometimes in a place like the Comedy Store, there's a lot of famous guy, like very famous, like much more famous than me, who perform. Like I'll follow Judd Apatow or Jeff Ross or something like that, who are great, But I follow them, and then they're like, have we seen him on anything? Margaret, who's this fucking idiot? I don't think he's famous. Hey, buddy! Get famous! You fucking idiot! I lived through you! I lived through you! I have to get up every day and fucking just fucking live like an animal! And if you're not famous, what am I here for? I exult in your fucking pedestal! And you aren't on it. You're kind of where I am. So now you're a mirror for me? Fuck you, I want a mirror. If I want to look in a mirror, I'll look in a mirror.
So that's what you carry to the stage, knowing on a nightly basis at the Comedy
But I've had a couple of audiences like that. And it's funny because like I have the set list, but I realize what they really want is just like, I'll go after them. I'll say exactly what I just said just now. I'll go, oh, I'm not famous enough for you. Well, I was on 2 Broke Girls twice, which is true.
Yeah. Do you enjoy the acting? You get a lot of roles.
Yeah, I do. I after doing stand-up, acting is usually it's a piece of cake. Like especially kind of television work in LA compared to like fucking doing live stand-up where you really like doing an hour and you really have to fucking be able to switch gears a lot and go into all kinds of things. Acting, you get a script, and if the sitcom, like 2 Broke Girls, and you're like, oh, really? So you do like toast. Here's your $8,000. Thank you. See you next time. Please, I'm available if I get $8,000 for that. So you do like toast? I usually I hate this, but they usually typecast me as like, and I see myself as like a Newman Clooney, but they typecast me as like butchers. I'm always playing butcher. Yeah, all right, you want to... oh, I know, Mrs. Fredericks. I don't know why we don't have good ham. Where do I sign the contract? I just played the butcher. I think I was getting $11,000 for that.
So you're always happy to get them. You're happy to get these.
It's
roles,
such easy money.
Yeah.
Usually, it's like so ridiculous. I mean, there are some parts I've had where it's like indie movies which don't pay you anything, and it's like really difficult acting stuff. But I do that because I like the project, But it does stretch me, and I took acting classes in Manhattan for years. In New York, so I have a theater background, So I like doing it. It's a challenge. It's a different muscle than stand up, So I love doing that stuff.
Well, one of the breakthrough bits for you too was the commercial bit that you did about the shirt being clean. And have you ever done any commercial work?
I did recently. Key and Peele. I always say I'm not going to be the face of the corporate state. But Key and Peele had a commercial thing that they asked me to do, and they were like, "It's $30,000 up front," and I was like, "Okay." It was for a company that I didn't think would be that bad. They were called, like I wouldn't be the spokesperson for Exxon. You know what I mean? Unless it was really good money. You see me like the big anti-corporate guy, like in the Arctic shelf going, "Hey, we didn't melt it. Come on. It's not Exxon. I'm Eddie Pepitone. A couple of polar bears still have land. Why are you so mad at Exxon? All right, Prince William Sound was a misstep. All right, I'll give you that."
So what was the Key and Peele thing?
It was not funny at all, it turned out. I thought it would be very funny. It wasn't funny because the corporate guys always are like, "Nah, we can't. That's a little too edgy. Let's just keep it really unfunny and boring."
The same thing that they do with Hollywood comedies most of the time.
Absolutely.
They all get together and work on it until it's dead.
Absolutely. Hey, why the fuck is this thing so funny and relevant? Who's responsible for this? They let shit go, though, on that's the good thing about the fact that there's so many different networks now, because you can get some interesting stuff on the air, Amazon, Netflix,
it goes on and on now. It's
all of it, CISO, all of this, all these different platforms. So people are actually, and I think it's even pushed the networks a little to the left. Like they're now but they still have their comedies are still. I don't know. Is there a funny comedy on network television? Modern Family is pretty funny, I guess.
Yeah, until 2 years ago. But
they have some funny. Ed O'Neill is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. Yeah. But it seems like that some sitcom would think, "Oh, I'll put Eddie in the Ed O'Neill part."
You would think that.
Yeah, you could be the angry dad who's yelling at the kids for enjoying themselves.
Yeah. They haven't given me a really big role, which continues to fuel my rage at the world. No, imagine if they had. I might be some just corporate suck-up at this point. Like living in a gated community going, "No, I think Trump is not that bad.
Let's give him a chance.
Come on. Yes, I know they're hunting in zoos, but so what?"
The Trump boys, when they go out, they come back with an antelope somehow, and you're like, "Where are you guys hunting?" I think they
those motherfuckers with that wild game hunt. What pieces of shit.
Well, when you get
posing with like a fucking endangered animal, it's like, oh, why don't we just shoot you?
Yeah.
You ever see that shit? It's like, let's just just shoot. That's when I get really like. You ever get to the point of that rage? Like for me, it's animals. Like I fucking love animal. And when I see like these like that dentist, that fucking dentist,
shot a lion
from Minnesota. Where was he from? He just Minnesota. He shot in a preserve. They went into a preserve where they're supposed to be protected. And I'm just like, at that point, it's just like, I just wish the good people of the world would just come together and just fucking wipe the assholes off the planet. But, you know, you can't do it that way.
I think it's amazing that you would get on a plane and you're flying to Africa with your fucking gun when there's so many rats to shoot already. And they're not easy. I mean, those fuckers are fast. I'd be much more impressed if you said, look, I shot this rat, then look, I got a rhino head right here. Who couldn't hit a fucking rhino?
Yeah.
That's not impressive. Well, it should be the smaller the animal. I shot a fly. You fucking believe that? A tiny fly.
Yeah, but when you're posing with the fly, you look like an idiot. Like, do you got it, honey? Zoom in. Zoom in. It's an iPhone 7. It's got a great camera. Oh, come on, baby. What do you mean it's grainy? Fucking God damn it. What? A call is coming in? Just decline it. Will you fucking take the picture of the fly? Yes, it is dead. It's dead. Oh, fuck, it wasn't dead. All right.
Everybody, one of the funniest people on the planet today.
Thank you.
And a favorite of every comedian that I know, Eddie Pepitone. Eddie, thank you so much, my friend.